What's up, everyone? Here we are, live on Saturday night. Nothing is perfect. I'm Russell Holiday. My wife is sitting right next to me, but you can't see her. Who are we spoiling tonight? Vancouver Canucks, Minnesota Wild, battling in Rogers Arena. Minnesota Wild fighting for their playoffs lives. So, that's the thing. Normally we don't do this right off the bat, but let's have a look at the standings here. Why this is important tonight. The Minnesota Wild are sitting at 93 points. The Calgary Flames have 90 points. So we have to ask the question, who are we spoiling? If we beat the Wild, we make it easier for the Calgary Flames to catch them. But if we lose to the Wild, it makes it harder for the Flames. So are we spoiling it for the Minnesota Wild? Or are we spoiling it for the Calgary Flames? Who knows? We'll have to find out. Let's start off by saying hello to all the beautiful people in chat. We'll go through the stats that you want, we don't really need. We're going to go through the Canucks lineup. There is a change to the Canucks lineup. Once again, it seems like we never get through a single game change without having some kind of a change to the lineup. And then during the first intermission, Dustin Boydell is back for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. We'll talk about the ups and downs of the first period as well. We'll go through some of the latest Canucks news of the day. During the second intermission, from down under, Darwin, Australia to be exact, my younger brother, Ryan Gorner, will be joining the show to do the season wrap-up. He was on once before, so you guys are going to get to see him live this time. Because he actually will be able to watch the game live in Australia because it's like 11 a.m. there, so he's going to watch it, and then he's going to chat with us about it, and then obviously some season-ending stuff as well. And then during the post-game show, Dustin Boydell will be right back with us for the Rusty and Dusty post-game, and we'll chat about how things shook down between the Vancouver Canucks and the Minnesota Wild. All right, let's hop in chat. Say hello to all you beautiful people that are already here, waiting for the game to get started. There's me, Saturday night. Zachary in the chat. Go Leafs, go. The Leafs just won. They just beat the Montreal Canadiens in overtime. Big Hog Hockey, hashtag Ryan Gorner for nothing is perfect host. What the hell, Big Hog? Thomas, let's go Rusty, Big Hog. What's good, everyone? Dobby, says Thomas. Welcome back, Thomas. Nice to see you, buddy. Nux and Oilers fan, hello, guys. And then Nux and Oilers fan says, Coconuts glow, Coconuts glow, Coconuts glow. And then Midnight Solar says, W win for us today. Yeah, bro. That's a huge W. You guys defeated the Washington Capitals 7-0. What is that? What is that, bro? Are the Capitals going to get swept in the first round? Is that what's going to end up happening? That's some wild stuff, bro. Good win today, Midnight Solar. Welcome back. Big Mac 133. Yo, what's shaking, everybody? Big Mac in the house. Nux and Oilers fan, what's shaking, Big Mac? And then Big Hog, he's like, Thomas! And then Thomas says, hey, what's happening, y'all? Hey, Nux and Oilers fan. Big Mac says, not much, Nux and Oilers fan. And Midnight Solar says, Big Mac, we won against the Capitals today! And then Thomas says, Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac. And then Thomas says, Hab clinched then, right? Did they clinch? They lost in overtime. So what does that mean? That means they're up to 88 points. So they have not clinched yet because looks like Columbus, Midnight Solar, you guys still have a chance to catch them. So you got 3 games left. 6 points would put you at 89 points. So Montreal needs to get 1 more point to clinch in their last 2 games. So there is still a chance, Midnight. There's still a chance. But as you can see here too, the Rangers have also been eliminated. So no JT Miller in the playoffs. Barbershop window. I was at Game 6 in Edmonton. Beautiful times. Thanks for the reminder. You're very welcome. Did you also like the reminder of Connor McDavid getting cross-checked in the face repeatedly? Sick Midnight, says Big Mac. Barbershop. Nux should totally lose today. Why would they want to do the Flames any favors? And the Flames totally embarrassed the Nux on opening night, which set the bar for your whole season. This is true. Barbershop, you talk a lot of shit, but every once in a while, you're actually right, and it makes me angry. But That doesn't mean you're wrong. Barbershop window. At least Oilers let you guys score 8 goals opening night. That set the bar for you guys that year. Yeah, it sure did. What was that? 8 goals in game 1. Crazy stuff. Deadly Flames. Hey, nothing is perfect. Welcome back, Deadly Flames. Nice to have you. See if we can help you guys out tonight. We might help you. We might not. We don't know. I ask Dustin all the time, what's going to happen in the next game? And he's like, Russ, stop asking me that. This team is chaos. Derek, I believe we can keep Besser and Suter. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? I don't care what you guys say. Canucks are making the playoffs. Nucks and Oilers fan. I like the enthusiasm. I hope they do make the playoffs. Just for you, buddy. Derek, but we can beat the Wild. By the way, Fleury is retiring. Yeah, do you guys think they'll do any kind of like send-off for Marc-Andre Fleury? And if we're going to do a cheer at Rogers Arena because we're classy, I saw it on Reddit. I think somebody was like, it should be Andre Fleury, Mark, Andre Fleury, Mark. What do you guys think? That's pretty good. Derek Mueller is debuting. Welcome him. Yep. Next, an Oilers fan. Plus, I forgot if I told you guys last stream, I'm not an Oilers fan anymore. Left you all around. Yes, the whole team would have to carry him. Nice to see the Islanders didn't make the playoffs because of Horvat, but wanted the Rangers to make it because of JT Miller. And then Oilers and Canucks fan has changed his name to Fark You Oilers, new name. YouTube wouldn't let me say F fuck, so there. Dr. Doom in the chat. Yo, nothing is perfect. Welcome back, Dr. Doom. Congratulations on your recent victory. You guys did it. You took out the Blackhawks, securing your position at the top of the Central Division, Dr. Doom. How does that feel? Does that feel pretty good? Swerve Nerve and hope Fleury gets his daps tonight. What's a dap, bro? Why do you know more things about what young people are saying, Swervin? Barbershop window. Brock going to Sharks. Sharks are going to be crazy in 2 years. Rome, denial is strong in this one. Yeah, absolutely, Rome. Welcome back, brother. Swervin Irvin. Jets did a handshake line for Pat Maroon and Alec Martinez. Is Alec Martinez also retiring? Is that what he said? Mike Torrance in the chat. Good luck, Canucks. And Dr. Doom's like, it feels amazing. Nothing. Yeah, man. Winning that division. You love to see it. All right. Let's hop on over to the stats that you want, but you don't really need. So Saturday night, Vancouver Canucks hockey, 831 times. They've done it. At home, they've played 431 times. I should point out that in general, the Canucks are good on Saturday for some reason. They're 418 and 375 overall. At home, they're 255 and 155 at home on Saturday. There are 100 games above 500 on Saturday night at Rogers Arena. Isn't that crazy? On the road, they are they're 60 games below 500. So there's the difference between playing at home and playing on the road. Canucks playing on April 12th. They've done it 12 times in their history. They're 4-7-1. At home, they're 3-4-1. So we do have the chance tonight to improve our April 12th record at home to 4-4. So we'll see if they can pull that off. Canucks versus the Wild. We got the 101st game. The last time we played them, it was the 100th time we played them. We are 49 and 38 overall against them at home. We're 27 and 14. So actually really good. 13 plus against the Wild on home ice. Canucks versus the Wild on Saturday. They've done it 16 times. The Canucks have played the Wild 12 times on a Saturday, and they are 7-4 at home, 7-4-1. So that's good to see. Even away, they're 2-1-1. So they're above 500. So we're seeing a lot of good stats here, which means the Canucks will probably lose tonight. Canucks current leading scorer versus the Wild, Pettersson, not playing tonight, shut down for the season. We'll talk more with Dustin about that. 7 goals in 16 games. Quinn Hughes is playing tonight. 9 assists in 13 games against the Wild. And then Pettersson, 12 points in 16 games. Most by any Canucks currently on the roster. The Wild versus the Canucks. Kaprizov, no surprise there. 9 goals in 10 games. Almost a goal every single time he's played the Canucks in his career, which is wild. Spurgeon, 15 assists in 43 games because he's been playing them for them forever. He's also got 19 points overall. But that's kind of funny. You see the difference too. Kaprizov, 9 goals in 10 games. Spurgeon, 19 points in 43 games. So we're a little more worried about Kaprizov than we are about Spurgeon, I think. In the last 5 games, Matt Boldy, 8 points. Joel Eriksson-Ek, 4 goals. All of those 4 goals came in one game, by the way. And then Matt Boldy, 7 of his 8 points are assists in the last 5 games. Connor Garland leading the Canucks, 5 points in the last 5 games. Jake DeBrusk with 2 goals in the last 5 games. And Quinn Hughes with 4 assists in that time. Minnesota defeated the Canucks in the first game, 3-2 back in December. The Vancouver Canucks followed up by winning against Minnesota in March, 3-1. And then this is the rubber match. Whoever wins the season series wins this game tonight. The team stats, the Minnesota Wild are 18th in the league on the power play, 21.3%. The Canucks are 13th, so that's actually gone up a little bit, 22.9%. The Minnesota Wild penalty kill, not great, 30th in the league, 72.5%. The Canucks penalty kill is really good. They're third best in the league, 82.4%. When it comes to faceoffs, the Minnesota Wild are really bad. They're 46.7%, 29th. The Canucks are slightly not as bad, 23rd in the league at 48.9%. And then goals for in the game, the Wild are 2.74. The Canucks are 2.89. So the Canucks actually score more goals than the Wild. What's going on? 2.9 goals against for the Minnesota Wild on average, 16th in the league. And the Canucks have allowed 3.08. So they're just slightly worse. In the last 10 games, the Wild are 3-5-2. They did just get Ekman, Joel Eriksson-Ek and Kaprizov back in the lineup, which they did use them to win against San Jose, but they lost against Calgary last night. They're playing in back-to-back nights. And then the Canucks are 5-4-1. They're about 500, like they have been for the entire season. Let's look again, just quickly again at the standings here, just so we can get everything all updated. Let's refresh that. Toronto leading their division, Washington leading their division, taking the President's Trophy, I guess that's what that means. Montreal, like I said, needs 1 more point to clinch here for the second wildcard spot. Ottawa is officially in, so Detroit and Columbus still have a chance, technically. Or does... No, I don't think Detroit does anymore, but they haven't added the E beside their name yet. Minnesota, 93 points. Calgary, 90 points. So like I said, there's a game in hand. So if we defeat Minnesota, that means they have 1 more game left and they have 93 points. They could get to 95 points, which would allow Calgary to still catch them and make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens. Who do we want to spoil? Who do we hate more? It's a good question, right? Scores tonight. Utah is defeating... Man, Dallas is falling apart. They're losing to Utah 4-3. Like Midnight was saying, Blue Jackets defeated the Capitals 7-0. The Islanders lost in a shootout to the Flyers. The Blues and the Kraken will get started pretty quick here. The Carolina Hurricanes put the boots to the Rangers 7-3. The Kings defeated the Avalanche 5-4, so they're making a push. And then looks like the Panthers beat the Sabres 3-2 in a shootout. As I said, 1-0 final in the shootout. I didn't even realize that was the... Are you insane? That's a 1-0 overtime game? The Leafs outshot the Canadiens 35-15. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, there it is, Dr. Doom. Jets defeat the Blackhawks 5-4. So, let's hop back over to the bar and have a look at the lineup. First off, let's look at the forward lines. Same. Nails, Big Hog on there. Pew Suter and Connor Garland playing together on the top line. This is where it's different. Got Mueller starting on his first NHL game with Jake DeBrusk and Brock Besser. We got Atu Ratu playing well with Dakota Joshua and Kiefer Sherwood. See what they can do on that third line. And then their fourth line is Drew O'Connor, Teddy Bluger, and Linus Karlsson. So the only change to the lineup is Mueller in. Sasson is apparently banged up, so he is out for the night. Ty Mueller making his debut in the NHL for the first time ever. Defensively, same lines. That's the only change. Mueller was the only change. Spoiler alert. Pettersson still playing with Quinn Hughes on the top pair. See if Petey will fight again. Marcus Pettersson, the other Pettersson, playing with Phil Hronek on the second pair. Your third pair is, again, Derek Forbort and Victorio Mancini. And starting in net for tonight, Kevin Blankinen. The other thing that should be noted, it's not on here, but the Canucks did call up Nikita Tolopilo from Abbotsford as the result of Demko actually being sick. So Demko will not be backing up. It's going to be Tolopilo backing up, which means that does that mean that? I think that means that Shelov is going to play back-to-back games, which is pretty wild. We'll have to wait and see who starts for the Canucks tonight. We'll wait and see. Alrighty. Let's hop back and chat before the game gets started. Shouldn't be too far off now. Lefty all around. I can't see Brock getting more than 25 goals next year. Does he deserve $8 million? I think they might be able to give him $8 million, but I don't think they can do it for 8 years. That's the problem, Lefty. Big Hog Hoggy daps as in handshakes, I believe. I don't know. I'm old. Big Hog. I thought you were like 9, bro. Lefty all around. I don't know. You tell me. Deadly Flames. I'm rooting for the Canucks, Russell. Good. Ooh, this is how we bring you into the fold. You're cheering for us because you want us to do something good for your team, but then all of a sudden you just keep on cheering. Is it an AHL game? What an AHL game? Well, we do got another AHLer in the lineup. Ty Mueller. Swerving Irvin. You never heard of Team Daps dapping somebody up? No, bro. Bro, I need you to educate me. Oh, American National Anthem getting booed again. But you know what? Elizabeth Irving, she's used to it. She understands the assignment. Wearing her fancy jackets. Calvin 99 Charlie, just in time. Welcome, Calvin 99 Charlie. Nice to see you, buddy. Sup, Mike Torrance says Big Mac. Swerving Irvin, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and handshakes. So that's daps, fist bumps, high fives, hugs, and handshakes. Yeah, you want to dap me up? Come on, buddy, dap me up. Come on. Everyone's like, oh my God, you're old. Mike Torrance, Mac, Hog, Calvin, Big Hog, Mike, Fatality Fisherman. Well, no playoffs for us. Oh well, we got eliminated. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I saw that fatality. I mean, it was pretty much inevitable. Too many teams for you guys to jump over, but you know what? There's always next year. Welcome to Canucks hockey, where we always talk about how there's always going to be another year. And it's like a good thing and a bad thing because there will be another year of Canucks hockey. Derek, I came second at wrestling tournament debut because I am a little rusty. You're a little me? I thought you were taller than me, buddy. Congratulations on the silver medal, buddy. That's pretty cool. Milosh, go Canucks, go! What's up, Milosh? Rome, lefty all around. If high percentage of those 25 goals are game winners or power play goals, it might be worth $8 million. Yeah. I don't mind if Juleson leaves. Fair enough. Yeah, he's unrestricted at the end of the year. Bark you Oilers. Plus, I'm a talk to my cousin about me not being an Oilers fan anymore. He's going to kill me because he's a huge Oilers fan. He went apeshit when the Oilers lost the cup to the Panthers. I imagine he would. Calvin 99 Charlie. Don't forget to like the stream, y'all. 3 likes is lacking. 3 likes, that's all we got. Oh my gosh, people. Lefty all around. Well, I know it won't be Sweeney of Boston signing. I called him being fired right after giving Lindholm that contract. He will be fired soon. So lefty all around calling for Tim Sweeney. Is it Tim? No, it's not Tim Sweeney. That's the guy who works for Apple, I think. Sweeney, who works for the Boston Bruins, thinks they're going to fire their GM. Drew Richards in the chat. King of the mods. Canucks are going to be glowing. Canucks glow. Canucks glow. Canucks glow. Canucks glow. Canucks glow. Mike Torrance. This about Ekholm Oilers. Oh, yeah. Did you guys hear? Ekholm is probably not going to be playing for the entire rest of the season for the Oilers. So that's a huge hit to that roster. And you got to think, too, with Draisaitl and McDavid also nursing whatever they're nursing, it's going to be a rough go in the playoffs for them Oilers. Zach, Leafs win! Calvin 99 Charlie, is Flower net? I just missed it. No, it's Gustafsson. They're playing Gustafsson on back-to-back nights, which is pretty wild. You don't see that a lot, but I guess when you're desperate to make the playoffs, you got to do what you got to do. But it's funny because Gustafsson actually got pulled last night against Calgary after giving up 4 goals, and then Flower had to come in. So maybe that's why Gustafsson is playing, because he did end up getting to rest the last half of the game. Thomas, wow, chat's popping off. Don't forget to smash the like button and sub. Help channel getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. Look at that. 907. We're keep on moving up a little bit every day. It's good to see. Boys are lining up at center ice. Game's about to get underway here. Eriksson Ek lining against our number one center, Pius Suter, and the game is underway at Rogers Arena. 55, 54, 53. I always do a countdown right now, and then they bring up the linesmen and the referees and the lines and all that, and then there's no point in me counting, so I'm going to wait. But the whistle has been blown at 1946. Lefty all around. I was saying we should have signed Brandon Tanev a few years ago, even on the fourth line. He is much better than anything we have. Is he though? He'd probably be too expensive on the fourth line. That's the problem, man. If we're getting a Tanev back, we got to get our father back, Christopher Tanev. Garland gets to the front of that. Hoglander puts it back over to him. And then Pius Suter puts it down low. Hoglander picks it up, skates it back. Oh, tries to put it back to the point, gets intercepted, and Kaprizov skates it out to center. He loses the puck. That one might have been offside, but we'll never know. Marcus Pettersson behind the net, battling with his man, beats Kaprizov, and then stops, puts it behind the net for Hronek. Hronek takes his time. Lefty all around. When he was a free agent, he is part of one of the best teams in hockey. Yeah, he's part of the Jets now. Maybe some of these GMs should be listening to Lefty all around. Lankinen makes a save, squeezes it. First shot of the game for the Minnesota Wild. 18:57 left to go in the first period. I'm just realizing that we did not cheers to evil yet. As I just chug that drink, because I'm just trying to get rid of it, because I'm trying to get to the good one, you know? I'd like to propose a toast to evil! All right, I'll give you guys a countdown now, because we'll hopefully be able to do it. Oh my gosh, they're just giving us all of Mueller's stats now. What is that stick doing in the net? Is anyone else? What is that? Just me? There's a stick in the net. That's so weird. Quinn Hughes skating down into the faceoff dot. Stops up. Yeah, one of the sticks is in the net. Brock Besser with a shot. That one gets blocked. Atu Ratu. The stick is now not in the net anymore. They're still doing lineups, man. This game is so whacked out. Okay. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37. There it is. Lefty around. Of course, the player has to want to come here as well. But if you don't try, you'll never know. And then she goes like, Mancini! Love, 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 love. Eggplant. Love, 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 love. And Lefty around. Is Mancini playing? Yep. Mancini is playing. No changes to the defense tonight. Puck goes back into the Canucks zone. Marcus Pettersson passes up through the middle. Puck gets chipped around at center ice, bouncing. Janice win in regulation, so Dustin Wolf has an opportunity to play in the playoffs. Janice, do you want us to win? You want the Flames to get in? Marcus Pettersson scores! What a shot! Skating down right through the face-off top, and he rips it through top corner, short side over Gustafsson. Marcus Pettersson has a goal. First shot of the game. Bluger at center puts it up for Atu Ratu, puts it over for Mr. Marcus Pettersson, and he just skates right through that faceoff dot, activating off the blue line. Beautiful pass and a beautiful finish too. Gustafsson trying to cover up the bottom of the net, didn't realize the elevation that Mr. Pettersson was going to get on that shot. Well done, Marcus. Goal, says Coach Rob Willie. Welcome, Coach Rob Willie. Way to go, Marcus, says Lefty all around. Thomas, hope Brock gets 4 line minutes and a good old talk treatment. Yay, says Deadly Flames. Drew Richards says, go, 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 go. KJ says, oh, never mind. MPD. Lankinen made a save. There's still no shots on the board, so I don't know if that actually was the first shot of the game. It might just be broken. in the kitchen, laugh out loud. Yes, KJ, it was Marcus Pettersson. Calvin 99 Charlie. Apparently Brock Besser turned down another deal. No, I didn't hear that. Big Mac, go, 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 go. Boom. Go, 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 go. And Hajio's like, go, 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 go. And Zach's like, yay. And then Calvin 99 Charlie's like, oh, so it was Carlson who made the pass across, not it was Carlson, not Achi who made that pass across. Sorry, guys. Calvin 99 Charlie's like, Trevor Linden goal, 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 Trevor Linden. And Zach's like, goal. And Mike Torrance like, woohoo. And then B-Dog, welcome B-Dog. He's like, go, 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 go. And then Big Hog is like, bang. And then Coach Rob Willie's like, hey. And I'm like, what's up? And then Gamer A says, Canucks look happy today. And then Big Hog's like, go, 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 go. And Lefty Arm's like, change the damn scoreboard. I guess you didn't say damn, but. And then Swerve and everyone once again becomes a member of Nothing is Perfect. Emperor King in the chat. Hey, Russell, hope you're doing well. I watched the LA Kings today. Yeah, you guys won. Good job, buddy. Ooh, tipped on goal by Mueller, I think. Canucks put the puck back in the wild zone. Puck gets chipped out to center, though. Quinn Hughes has got a backtrack. Puck comes in front. What a save by Lankin. Another one of those. The Canucks could not pick up the late Minnesota player coming right down the slot. They've really got to start doing a better job of protecting that because that is happening all the time. Yeah, we can officially declare that the scoreboard is broken. That's MP3's 18th NHL goal. Lankinen makes a save and the rebound goes into the faceoff dot to his left-hand side. Minnesota controlling though. Then they put the puck down behind the net. While they're changing, they bobbled the puck. Canucks are trying to take advantage. Mueller flips it out to center. That's going to be a high stick. And then that faceoff will be at center ice, I believe. Oh, you did. Yeah, just right literally as you were saying it. Don't know hype at Swervin. Swervin is like, I can't use the custom emojis. How am I supposed to do that? Thank you very much, Swervin, for re-upping with the membership. I appreciate it. Go, 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 go. Calvin and Charlie, we like to drink with Russ because Russ is our mate. And when we drink with Russ, he finishes an 8, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Zach, lefty all around. 1 goal on 9 shots. We're the greatest of all time. 1 goal on 0 shots. Yeah, look at that, KJ. Oh, and the Canucks have iced the puck. Trying to celebrate? They're trying to celebrate with some cake? Why are you making the icing already? The game's not even over. We're playing hockey, not baking cakes. Learn the rules. Emperor King. Hey, Russell. So we're in Willanders. Terriers are losing 6-2 in the finals. Final minutes as we speak, if anyone is interested. Yeah, I was actually watching it earlier. Don Sweeney. There it is. Yeah, it's Don Sweeney. Big Hog. Fun fact, Abbotsford Canucks are playing the Calgary Wranglers tonight in Abbotsford. They sure are. We're going to talk about the game last night with Dustin in the first intermission. And we may be able to talk about tonight's game. Lankinen spinning. And then everyone gathers for a chat. And Lankinen's like, I'm out of here. Andre the Giant's son is the backup for the Canucks tonight. Is that? Yeah, you're kind of right. He does kind of look like that, doesn't he? Tolopilo. Mike Torrance, crap. Might miss the UFC fight. Oh no. Is there? Oh yeah, there's a big fight tonight, isn't there? Kevin Lankinen keeping the puck out of the net. KJ Brazy would be nice if Willander was a Canuck setter. Just subscribe, says Zach. Thanks, Zach. We don't get to see Flower off. No, that's BS, right? Rome. Would have been nice to see Flower in Vancouver one last time. What's up, y'all? Says Kent. What's up, Kent McGuire? Welcome back, buddy. Nice to have you. Calvin 99 Charlie. I know our last game with Minnesota and Flower this year. Yep. So we're doing Willander's trade value is potentially at its highest right now when nobody knows what he'll be in the NHL. Too evil, says Big Mac. Chug, 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 chug. Laugh out loud. Too evil, says Zach. Lefty all around. Besser playing for a new contract with somebody. Watch his effort in the last 3 games. I bet it's full 100%. Excited that Ty Mueller is in the lineup, but I still think number 39 is cursed. I saw the stick. They're practicing wrist shots and they lost their shooter tutor. Fair enough. 39 question mark? Yeah, it is 39. He is wearing 39. 1-0 Knox. Cody Hodge and Alec Cheese on. Mancini goal. No, it wasn't a Mancini goal. It was a Marcus Pettersson goal. But either way, Rome, Calvin 99 Charlie, and Canucks might overpay to keep Besser rather than let him walk for nothing. Yeah, it could be. Deadly Flames. Russ, do I have to wish Kraken win against the Blues too? I mean, you can try. You can try. There's nothing stopping you from making a wish, Deadly Flames. Maybe you can wish upon a star. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. That's it. That's all you get. Great save by Kevin Lankinen, says Coach Roy Willie. Swerve and Irvin. If the puck bounces off of a defender, does that count as a shot on goal? Yes. So if the shot goes wide, goes off a player and hits the net, shot on goal. I seen an article posted an hour ago about why I asked in the chat. Oh, I hadn't seen the article yet. Marcus Pettersson came in handy, never lost faith in him. I think the most recent thing I saw, Calvin, was that he's currently not speaking with his agent because he just wants to focus on playing the last couple games here. Canucks cannot get the puck out of the zone. Puck is bounced around right on the blue line. Hronek now battling with Kaprizov on the half boards. Minnesota manages to come up with the puck, puts it down low, but then they give it away to a Canuck player. Puck flipped out to center. Hoglander's there. Coming in offside, I guess. Whoops! Lefty all around. Like I said last game, who needs Besser when I believe Carlson will replace the points that Besser would have? It's possible. Do you think, Lefty, that it might be partly like Leckermacky as well? Replacing some of those points? Lefty all around. Carlson, hockey IQ very high. That's good to hear. Rome, Swerve and Irvin. My understanding is yes, if the goalie is forced to make a save as a result of a deflection. Correct. That's what I said, Rome. We're on the same page. DeBrusk. Pass across for Ty Mueller, and then the Canucks coming offside again. There's been like a million whistles in this game so far. No time to relax. We got to lock on, says Derek. Lefty all around. Maybe not goals, but first assists are almost as good with Carlson. Fair enough. Somebody's got to assist the goals, right? Big Mac 133. Why does everyone still have a 2 beside their name? It has it not been more than 2 months? So it goes 1, a 2, and then I think the next one is a 6. I believe it jumps from 2 to 6. That's why everyone still has a 2. So once you guys hit 6 months, because I know a bunch of people are now at 4 months membership, so they have to wait till they get till 6 months, though, apparently. That's how YouTube has it set up either way. Big Hog Hockey, Hodgson, Chazon. I can't remember who else. Give me a sec to look it up. All the people who wore number 39. Yeah, it still counts as a shot on net, Swerve and Irvin. Oh, Kluche, say no more. Dan Kluche, the beach ball goalie. I love this low down view. There's like literally ice been sprayed onto the lens of the camera somewhere in the boards there. Yeah. Mike Torrance, the odds saves are killing me. Laugh out loud. The odds saves are killing me. Oh yeah. Just like the weird like technique that he's using. Calvin and Charlie. Russ, I would put up that second part, but I don't think will let me put it up. Yeah, does it get a little filthier after that? And that drinking song you were making me sing earlier? Hughes over across. Dakota Joshua couldn't steer it on net though. Good pass by Quinn Hughes. Atu Ratu chips it into the Minnesota Wild's corner, moves in on the forecheck. Tries to get the puck, but can't get it. Canucks are changing. And Pettersson, Marcus, intercepts it at his own blue line. He puts it over for Hronek. Hronek skates through center, passes up to the blue line. Bluger chips it down into the corner. O'Connor goes in on the forecheck. Carlson's there to support as well. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Sorvin Irvin Mueller is only 8th player to dress with number 39. In history of the NHL, that's crazy. Puck. Oh, the net got knocked off. Oh, whoopsies. Yeah, good pass from Hughes. Oh, yeah, Joshua just missed it, unfortunately. Calvin NHL, YouTube, not your. Our goal is to chase Gustafson out of the net and get Flower to come in relief. Yes! That's our Stanley Cup. Zorro Rosario. Hello, Russell and everyone on chat tonight. How's it going, Zorro? Welcome back to Nothing is Perfect. Who are we spoiling tonight? Deadly Flames. Then I see other Russell in pain. It'd be cool. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Where is Russell Blues? Where's Russell Bleeding Blues? Oh my. Zach says, hi. Hachiko. Thomas. Brock is walking. Might end up in New York. Yeah. Brock Besser and JT Miller reunited in New York. Mancini activating down the middle, but couldn't keep control of the puck. Manages to re-control it. Hughes skating down the half boards. Loses the puck for a minute. Collects it back. Gets hit though. Carlson knocks the helmet off the player. He goes and picks it up. He's going to go back to the bench. Puck to the middle. Kevin Lankinen pokes it over to the side for O'Connor, who puts it behind the net. Quinn Hughes picks it up. Swerving, here is an out-of-the-box idea. Would you trade Horner? What do you think he'd be worth? Who's Horner? Rome says, Zorro Rosario. Hi, Zo. Midnight Solar. So you're saying there's a chance? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hoglander intercepts it. Oh, good shot by Pettersson. Marcus tries to get it down low, though. Can't get it to go. Minnesota comes up with 4 guys. Kaprizov shoots. Kevin Lankinen makes the save. Okay, the scoreboard is fixed now. The shots are 7-4. The Canucks have once again. Oh, did they ice? No, it wasn't icing, I guess. Weird. Mueller is from Edmonton, says Big Hug. Mueller seems nervous. Yeah, possible. He's suddenly on the second line. They'd rather have Mueller come in and play on the second line than have Ratu do it. It's weird. Hronek overskates the puck. Marcus Pettersson can't come up with behind the net. Minnesota rings around the boards, back to the blue line. Pass down the blue line. Puck over to the half boards. Rung down behind the net. Marcus Pettersson's there battling with Kaprizov. Besser puts it over for Mueller. Mueller tries to put it up to the blue line. Can't get it out. Hronek in the corner. Picks it up. Loses his stick. Canucks pass across their own zone. And then Marcus Pettersson barely gets it out. That should be offside. But no call by the linesman because the linesman's probably an idiot. Kevin and on Charlie, never mind. It was an article about him turning down the last offer that came along, that 8 for 5. Yeah. So yeah, someone's reposting it today because they're trying to get clicks. Scott Wonder, is it time to ditch the Orca and bring the skate logo back full time? Scott Wonder, I am starting to think that might be what they should do. Welcome to Nothing is Perfect, Scott Wonder. I don't recognize your name. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, welcome to the stream. We are live during every single Vancouver Canucks game. So if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button, hit that like button. We're actually going to be live during the playoffs, regardless of the fact that the Canucks won't be there, and we're going to be live during every single Stanley Cup final game this year as well. So welcome, Scott. Nice to have you, buddy. Lefty all around. New York Rangers makes sense. Besser and JT have great chemistry. We're on the same page, Lefty. Rome, Swerve and Irvin, I would not trade Hronek. But if the right deal came along, interesting. Luger stops, waits for the defenseman to get in the zone. Quinn Hughes, shot down low. Carlson tries to tip it in. I think that went off the goalie's face and wide. Good tip by Carlson and good pass from Hughes as well. Carlson using his body to get the puck back out to Mancini. Then Carlson fighting again. Hughes picks it up, puts it across for Mancini. Mancini back down low. Hughes at the point. Hughes skating to the middle. He takes a shot. Gustafson blockers it to the corner. Hughes puts it behind the net. O'Connor picks it up. O'Connor puts it back to the blue line. Canucks are changing. Brock Besser's coming onto the ice. Quinn Hughes is still out there, dancing at the top of the faceoff dot. And then Bluger hits Zuccarello, and Zuccarello goes down like a sack of hammers because he's a little bitch piece of shit, and he just fell down because he knew he was going to get a penalty call. Lefty all around. Great pass by Quinn. Joshua looked at the sky. How did I miss that? Yeah. Leah Herring in chat. Hey, gang. What's up, Leah? Welcome back. Yeah, Zuccarello goes down way too easy. Probably because he's so tired because he's been out there for 2 minutes. But Coach Tockett's not going to like that. Teddy Bluger taking a penalty in the offensive zone. Zach McNally, Toronto Maple Leafs versus Carolina Hurricanes, 5 p.m. tomorrow. Thomas, 1,000%, Scott. He agrees with you. Go back to the skate. Calvin 99 Charlie, yes, it was a British song. I watched the Sidemen, so yeah, they sing it when they want someone to chug a pint. Ah, yes, it makes sense. Chug a pint. Thomas says, Jake says, Hoggy. Big Hog says, I'm 1 sub away from 80 subs. Please help me catch Russell. Laugh out loud. 39. Enrico Ciccone. Leah Herring. Any Whitecaps fans here? Great win tonight. Did they win again? Zach says, Leah. Swervener says, Ciccone was the first number 39 for Vancouver ever. Big Hog Hockey. Leah, you remember Marcel DeYoung from the Whitecaps? Scott Wonder, I hate preseason Canucks games in the month of April. Yeah, I know, right, Scott Wonder? That's exactly what it feels like right now. Preseason in April. At least we only got a couple of those. The short preseason in April, at least. Lefty around. Number 15 for Minnesota. F off with that shoulder check on Quinn. Yeah, says Leah. Hey, Russ, this is Shrek. How are you doing? What's up, Shrek? I'm doing good. How about you? Are you done work? Are you back home? Welcome back, Mr. Shrek. Go after that. Number 15, number 25. Big Hog Hockey. Leah, my brother was friends with DeYoung's daughter back in the day. Lanky, there's you top team in the entire MLS. It's early though. That's crazy. The Whitecaps are the best team in the MLS. That's wild. Oh, nice, says Leah. Thomas. Dobby Treverland and Dobby Treverland and Dobby Treverland and Dobby Treverland, and the Canucks get the puck all the way down the ice to start this penalty kill. Could Besser sign somewhere that is Minnesota adjacent? Winnipeg, Chicago, St. Louis? Did the Wild just ice the puck on the power play? What idiots! They're on the power play. You can't ice the puck on the power play. You can get away with it when you're penalty killing, but not on the power play. Learn the rules, idiots. Big Hockey, he gave us tickets to the game and stuff. It was pretty cool. Lefty all around. Number 15, keep your head up, effer. Mother effer. Bunch of jerks. Canes, what a game for the Hurricanes today. Nothing is perfect. Yeah, I saw that. Big win. Big win for you kids. So what does that do for you guys' standings? And thank you, by the way, for taking JT Miller out for us. Because we always enjoy that here. So yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty much solidified in your second spot in that Metropolitan division now. Pad saved by Lankinen, and then Canucks defenseman clears it out, tries to get over the blue line, but Minnesota keeps it in. Minnesota down low, back up to the half boards. Kaprizov down low, back up to Kaprizov in the faceoff dot. Marcus Pettersson watching him. Boldy puts it to the corner, waits for the return pass, doesn't get it. 50 seconds left to go on the power play. 6:09 left to go in the period. Puck gets squirted out to the blue line. Minnesota keeps it in though. Bluger's in the penalty box. You got Garland out there with Suter, and good work by Garland. Speak of the gargoyle. Gets the puck out to center and then dives again and chips it all the way down. Good effort. Round of applause from the crowd for Mr. Connor Gargoyle Garland. Minnesota comes in, trying to set up again. Put the puck back to the corner. Sherwood's there. Can't come up with the puck, though. Minnesota on the half boards near side. Puck goes across. And then here it is. We got a 3-on-1 shorthanded for the Canucks. Kiefer Sherwood shoots. Gustafsson makes a save, and the puck goes to the corner. That power play is over now. So not only did Minnesota ice the puck while they were shorthanded or on the power play, they also gave up a shorthanded chance. Idiots. Congratulations, bunch of jerks. Hopefully you guys have a good playoffs. Lefty all around, man, that number 25D has fast feet. You mean like Elias Pettersson? Swerve Irvin, maybe, but I think Besser ends up with a team that is offensively minded. Yeah, good job by Garland to outwork Kaprizov with his stupid tilted visor. Thomas, anything is possible. He would be happy with the Wild, but it's a cap thing in Winnipeg, and he's slow for their style. Yeah, he is, and that's the thing. He's only going to get older and slower, which is kind of sad. Sort of remember when we were going to trade Pettersson for Jarvis and picks plus we extended him 11.6 instead. Cat McGuire, ditch Aquilini, bring back the skate. Yes! Bring back the skate. Bring back the skate. All right. Scott Wonder. Thanks, Scott Wonder. And Scott, I'm actually going to give you credit for this. I'm going to put it in our first poll question of the day. Should the Canucks free the skate permanently? Should the Canucks free the skate for all home games? Okay. First poll question inspired by Scott Wonder. Should the Canucks free the skate for all the home games? Yes? No? Hell yes. I'd miss the Orca. And then Thomas says, Dobby, goal. Dobby, goal. Dobby, goal. And then Lefty Aron says, Linus Karlsson winning the puck battles, sign of him, his game, if you know anything. Yep. Liking Carlson's game, says KJ Brazy. What's up? Nothing is Fireborn Knights. What's up, my dude? How you doing today? How are you guys down 1-0 to the Nashville Predators right now when you're out shooting them 14-3? Fireborn, can you explain yourself? And then Bluger should learn the rules. Yep. Swerve and Irvin taking a penalty in the offensive zone. What an idiot. Lefty all around. He is worth more than 750 grand. Yep. But we got him for 750 grand next year. Isn't that sick? Zoro Rosario. What happened to Brock going to Minnesota? I think it's going to come down to him playing for whatever team's going to give him the longest amount of years. That's what I think, Zoro. What do you think? He always goes down quick. Bruh. Ooh. Ciccone. Thank you. Or is it Ciccone? Ciccone? You don't know either, Swervin. The Shrek. Been sick from last week. I think the Canucks losing affects my health. Yes. Getting all sweaty, but you're still laughing, so that's good. Minnesota controls for the moment in the Canucks zone. Marcus Pettersson comes up with it, puts it up the boards to Hoglander. Keeps it. Pass across the zone. Canucks chip it out. Garland skates onto it. Hoglander going to the net. Puck can't get there, though, from Garland as the Minnesota player blocks the pass with their skate. Hoglander back checking Kaprizov. Has Kaprizov even left the ice yet this game? My goodness. Thomas Nucks want to sign her talk to a multi-year deal. Same with Pew Suter. Yep. Learn the rules, says Thomas. And then Big Hog's like, idiots. Learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules. And Zach's like, learn the rules, learn the rules. Minnesota rushing in. Shot. Glove saved by Lankin. He pushes it back to the blue line. 3:55 left to go in the first period. Minnesota's up to 10 shots now. Pushing back after the Canucks took the early lead. Ty Mueller chips to the middle. Good pass. DeBrus loses the puck right at the Minnesota blue line, but manages to get into the corner to battle for it. Ty Mueller tries to chip it over for Sherwood, but can't get it there. And then Wild put it back deep in their own zone, and they'll start a change. And where is that? That puck just got flipped all the way up, high out to center. Mancini with his man. Forbort's there too. Puck to the middle again. Another shot right from that spot in the slot. Oh my gosh. Can the Canucks learn how to defend that spot? It's terrifying. Lefty all around, 2 players played the best they have ever played. Suter and Carlson, too bad their seasons end soon. Want to see more. Yep. Fucking love Carlin, says KJ Swearjar. Dave DeVilliers in the chat. Hello, fellow Canuckers. The Canucks have iced the puck. They were like, man, if Minnesota can do it, then we can too. Well, guess what? Minnesota are a bunch of idiots. Don't do what they do, Canucks. You need to learn the rules. KJ Swearjar. B-Dog, awesome shift Gar. Yep. What a penalty kill. Sherwood going for number 20. I don't blame him for shooting. Yep, fair enough. Swerve Irvin, Suter, and Carlson is a great for Suter and Carlson. Kind of sucks for the Canucks. Yep. But yeah, Carlson is under contract next year already. So Rome, 50,000 hits and 20 goals would help his next contract. Yep. 50,000 hits. Apparently Ovechkin's chasing the all-time hit record too. Not like hits, because Sherwood won the most hits in a single regular season, but apparently Ovechkin's trying to have the most hits ever by an individual player in a career. So that's pretty crazy. Connor Garland gets hooked, no call. And Hoglander can't grab the puck out of the air. Lefty all around. It won't suck next year. We need both of them back. Resign Suter. Swerve Nervin, Terry Fox. Coach Rob Riley says, hi, Dave. And then Swerve Nervin says, tilted visor. Tilted visor. Yeah, he's got a tilted visor. He's got it way up because he doesn't want to wear it because he doesn't like his eyeballs. Big Hog Hoggy O'Connor just sprayed Gustafson. Yeah, just trying to piss off the goalie. Puck's going to come down low in the Canucks zone. Minute 44 left to go. Minnesota's really turned it on. Hachiko wants Orca is greater than ice skates. What? 25 wins in first season with the Canucks in franchise history. Only 3 goalies have done it now. Roberto Luongo, Ryan Miller, and Kevin Lankinen. And Roberto Luongo is in the Ring of Honor. Hey, coach, this is Dave DeVilliers. Lefty around. Yeah, ditch Aquilini. Don't forget signing 94. Stay out of the hockey decisions. Dark Charge 87. Oh boy, tomorrow's fun against the Bruins against my favorite Rub the Magic Will. Lamp Crosby hat trick again. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? Lankinen covering it up. Rome mix up the flying skate and the flying V. Yes, the flying V. Coach Rob Willie, I'm with you. I want the flying V back. Yeah, puck just squeaks out to the front. And Erickson exits. Like they're just digging at the blocker. Someone needs to punch Boldy in the face. Yeah. The Minnesota Wild were allowed to dig at Lankin for far too long there. Canucks get the puck out to center, and then it goes into the Minnesota blue line, where the Minnesota defenseman falls down, but manages to get back up and gets the puck around the boards. Now he's got it in the corner again. Puts it up to center. Minnesota skates over the center line. Chips it down into the Canucks zone in the corner. O'Connor's back. Chips it up to the half boards. Puck comes out front off of a skate, but Marcus Pettersson's there. And he puts it off the corner boards and up to the half boards, but the Canucks once again cannot clear their zone. Besser's battling on the half boards, can't come up with the puck. Now Marcus Pettersson intercepts the puck again. Ciccone. You know what's funny? We've had the Orca more seasons than the Flying Skate. Oh man, you're right. The Flying Skate was only from what, like 1987 until like 1998 or something, or 1987 until 1998 or something like that. Zuccarello trying to stir things up again. And Hronek doesn't like it. And Goudreau's there too. And Hoglander grabs him. The boys gather for a chat. Mueller blocks a shot. Good job, Mueller. And shot at the front. Lankin makes an easy glove save. Woo! Gamer A. The Rangers got eliminated today. Yep. They sure did. Hilarious. Rome, I like the idea. Millionaires. Do a Flying Skate Millionaires hybrid. Ratu wins the faceoff. Hughes pass across the zone. Chips it down into the Minnesota zone. 12 seconds left to go in the first period. Minnesota trying to get maybe one more chance. Canucks knock it off the player's stick and get it out to their own blue line. And that's the end of the period. First period is over, kids. 1-0 for the Canucks. They score early and then they sit back on their lead like they love to do so much. I don't know, but we scored soon, guaranteed. No, you haven't scored yet. It's the first intermission, Fireborn. What the heck? Rod in the chat. Go Canucks, go! Welcome back, Rod. Love to see it. All right, let's get Dustin on the line. Bringing in that beautiful bastard. All right, kids, without further ado, the Silver Fox, Dustin Boydell. What's up, my dude?
What's going on?
How's your Saturday been?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
The same old, same old?
Same old, buddy.
What did you think about that first period? Did you see any obvious ups, any obvious downs?
That was a weird period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obvious ups, face-off dot, 77.8%. Just absolutely dominating there. Ratu just gets better and better every game. That low stance, you can tell he's been taking lessons from Manny Malhotra. If you look at the way Malhotra used to take face-offs, get real low, get the center of gravity down, and just use as much strength as you can. If you get that stick really like almost horizontal to the ice, you get so much more leverage against the other player if you can get really wide. And Ratu's able to do that with both hands, the way he flips the stick around on his offhand to get like almost like a power backhand win. So that's an up for sure. Canucks had all the momentum there in the offensive zone, and then Bluger takes a stupid pick penalty. Thought maybe the Canucks could have had a power play or two. The refs didn't really want to oblige. There was one by the Canucks net there. I don't know who the Canuck player was, but they got absolutely dumped. Just a big time trip, like literally face to face, hooked the heel of the skate and just went whoop right in front of the ref, but no call. The ref even pointed at it like he saw it and then didn't call it. So it's like, okay, apparently we're not getting any calls tonight. But it could get a little rough. Some emotion there from Kaprizov with Garland, and then also with Bluger after one of the whistles. So we'll see. Minnesota is a desperate team. Connor Garland on that penalty kill looked like he single-handedly wanted to keep the Wild out of the playoffs. So it looks like it'll ruin his whole summer if they make the playoffs. But yeah, it's I mean, good period overall, I guess, if you're looking to be up right now. If anything's sure in life, it's death, taxes, and the Canucks screwing their lottery odds.
Well, I was saying earlier, I was like, did Kaprizov leave the ice that entire period? And it seemed like he played a lot. He almost played 8 minutes. So the top line, Zuccarello, Boldy, and Kaprizov got leaned on heavily in that period. And then you can throw Eriksson Ek in there too. Eriksson Ek 730, Kaprizov 750, Boldy 8, and then Zuccarello 844. And I did give him shit because he went down really easy on that Bluger one, but it's one veteran to another, right? Like Zuccarello was out there for 2 minutes at that point. He knew if he went down, he was getting a penalty call. So I mean, as much as I blame Bluger for doing it, it's still Zuccarello taking advantage of the situation too.
If Bluger just skates by him and kind of incidental contact, but he posters him. He stands. Oh, it's the like throw. You can see the chicken wing out, and then he stands over him, and I think that's what got the call.
Yeah. And then Atu Ratu, 100% in the face-off that. He took 3, so it's not a massive sample size, but still at the end of the day, still doing great. And the other thing I saw too, right? His hand was literally down by the blade of his stick. Like it wasn't even like, a lot of people, I used to go down like maybe halfway. He's got his hand down almost on the ice there, which is giving him all of the amount of torque that he needs to win those face-offs. So it's good to see him doing well so far tonight.
Well, if I've ever had any piece of advice in my life, it's never go down halfway. It's go down all the way.
Did I tell you that one? I mean, Marcus Pettersson, we don't see a lot of that from him. Apparently it's his 18th NHL career goal. But beautiful shots, short side. Like you don't see that very often, but he seems to be having a really good game tonight, just overall.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even blind squirrels find nuts every now and then. But yeah, it's nice that our defensemen are able to contribute like that. Even our defensive guys, they still have an eye to shoot when they need to, and so it's always a benefit to have extra help from those guys that you don't typically get it from. And yeah, we'll see what happens next year with like kind of Marcus Pettersson and this defense core that we have now coming right out of training camp. It's going to be really interesting to see because they're going to be really strong after a training camp and some preseason games, learning pairings together. It'll be really exciting to see our defense next year for sure.
Swerve Nervo donating $2.79. Feeling better, Dusty?
Oh yes. Feeling much better today. That's one of the downsides of a spinal cord injury is you sometimes get neuropathic pain that's completely random and completely debilitating, and you can't really do much other than just try not to scream. So having a much better evening tonight, and happy to be here chatting about the game with all of you guys.
Sure, everyone's happy to hear that. And then while we're here too, Minor Dow showing up. First thing he does is gift some membership, and that one goes out. Do we see who that went out to? Yeah, Zach McNally, Leaf Zach, getting his gifted membership back. So thank you, Minor Dow, for that donation as well, buddy. So the next topic is someone you've been talking about a lot lately. You've been pumping his tires a lot. Ty Mueller making his debut with Max Sasson, a little bit banged up. So Mueller getting called up on an emergency basis. What did you see from Mr. Mueller in his NHL debut?
I mean, kind of thrown into the fire, playing with DeBrusk and Besser. I mean, so far, some decent stuff. DeBrusk did have a couple chances early in the game there. Obviously the penalty kill kind of kept him off the ice a little bit, and then momentum kind of shifted. But looks nervous. First NHL game. Probably didn't expect to be on a line with Besser and DeBrusk. Probably expected to come up into like a fourth line role or something. But good for a young guy that's been working really hard on his game this season. I talked about him a bit early in the season, how he was someone to keep an eye on, a late bloomer. He was a double entry 4th round pick. So like the first time he entered the NHL draft, he wasn't drafted. The Canucks picked him up in the 4th round the second time around. So he could end up being one of those like diamond in the rough picks that you don't expect to really go anywhere, but out of nowhere he's blossomed into this really great two-way forward, like your prototypical two-way forward. He's relatively quick with speed. His hands are good. He's really good at controlling the puck. But his hockey sense away from the puck is what makes him more valuable, and it makes him really coachable. During the win streak, he stepped up huge to fill the shoes of all the centers that were filling in for the big club. I mean, he essentially went from being a third line, fourth line guy to being the number one center in Abbotsford. And when he was called upon to do that, I mean, he had 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 10 games down in Abbotsford. So just really, really great stuff contributing down there on the win streak, really listening to Manny Malhotra and the coaches on how to develop as a two-way forward. And really happy that he got a chance to come up as an emergency call-up. Sucks that Sassen's a little banged up. Hopefully it's nothing too serious because Abby sure can use him during their playoff run. But you love to see more of the young guys getting a chance, especially when we're out of a playoff spot. This is what I had hoped would happen. Obviously not with the injuries, but shutting down people or having guys sit out that don't really need to be in the lineup, and just get some of these young guys some reps before next season. See what we have in the cupboard.
Speaking of people who apparently don't need to be in the lineup, EP40 has officially been shut down for the last 3 games of the season. Coach Tocchet meeting with the media today after the game day skate and officially announcing that, yes, Mr. Pettersson will not be playing in any of the games for the rest of the season, which is fine. Good to see maybe they're doing the right thing for him. The question I was going to ask you is, there has been a little bit of chatter about him possibly making his way over to the World Championship, which is being played in Sweden this year. So it wouldn't be too far out of his way because he usually goes back there during the summer anyways. I mean, obviously, depending on where his injuries are at, would you like to see Pettersson end up playing for Sweden over there? Or do you think he should just take the summer to chill out and take care of that knee?
I think given the big deal he made out of his knee and how he wasn't able to train properly and all of this reasoning, that we won't say excuses because they're reasons for him, right? This is one season so far that we've seen a drop off coming off an injury, right? Like, we can't say it's a pattern yet, because before that he was an incredible player that was putting up amazing points and his trajectory looked like it was going up. All players go through some injury issues. I mean, look at what happened to Sidney Crosby. There was a time in Sidney Crosby's career we didn't think he would ever play a hockey game again because we thought his brain was mush. And now look at him go at 38 years old. So sometimes you just have to be patient and let guys train the way they need to train and feel like they can get what they need out of the off season. For me, it would be a really bad look if he went to the championships. Just like, you can't, fans question his commitment already. Like, if he can't play the last couple games of the season because he's hurt, like, he shouldn't be able to play for a tournament where you don't get paid. Like, you're volunteering to go. So it would be a really bad look. And right now there's just so much weird energy around Pettersson and the club and the way they are kind of treating him so differently than everyone else. Like, any other superstar or even just like star player the Canucks have had, have you ever really felt them treat them like a child the way they're kind of treating Petey? Like, they don't really take him seriously when he says something, and then they kind of try to write their own narrative, and I'm really getting uncomfortable with it. Like, I don't really blame him for wanting to like disappear for the summers, right? Like, he goes through enough public scrutiny while he's here. And the other thing too is the Canucks don't have a practice facility. So why would he want to like go rent ice at Burnaby 8 rinks or like drive out to UBC in traffic and like practice and then have to drive somewhere else to go to the gym? Like, doing that every day for the summer in Vancouver I wouldn't do it. You couldn't pay me enough to do it. I wouldn't do it for the 11.6. Like, if I had the option to go to Sweden and train close to my family and relax a little bit for a month or two, if I have a proper training regimen and my body's healthy enough to train, then I'm going to do that. Like, I don't understand. Pedersen has been like almost obsessive about his need to win and get better. And I think when he was hurt and tried to be honest about it and kind of got ostracized, I think that really hurt his feelings a little bit. And it really caused him to become more reserved and a little more standoffish. And so I just really hope that everyone can just kind of reset, throw all their cards on the table at an end of the year meeting and just say, look, this is what I'm feeling. And we can all work together if this is achieved or this is achieved. Like they got to figure it out, because if the plan is to continue with Talkett and to continue with Petey, then management, Talkett, and Petey, and even Hughes all got to sit down in a room together and figure it out. Like, the gloves got to come off, and there's got to be no holds barred, and everything that people want to say needs to be said.
Yeah, I agree. You got to get that stuff done and then come out into the next season and just be ready to go.
Exactly.
Prospect watch. We got 3 different guys we're going to quickly. Well, I guess technically it's 4, but we haven't really talked as much about celebrating in Boston. But let's start off. Have a look at Mr. Romani, who's playing out for the Barrie Colts right now. I've got his stats here on the screen. They've played 6 games so far. He's got 8 goals and 2 assists. He's a +10 as well, which is absolutely crazy. This is a guy who was drafted by the Canucks in the 6th round, which is pretty crazy. So 162 overall, kind of a diamond in the rough, 6'5", 185 pounds. And then I'll pull up this as well. They're currently up in their series 2-0 against the team that they're playing right now in their OHL playoffs. So it's been interesting to see how well they've been doing. They haven't lost a game yet. So things have been going really well. Have you heard the same thing?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think they were wrapping up another game tonight. Romani scored again. So 9 goals, 2 assists, and 7 playoff games this season. The trade to Barrie really reignited the kid's spark. He went from North Bay Battalion, who realistically at the beginning of the season really were not on a great start. And the trade was a good refresh for him. He was injured to start the season. Only played a couple games for North Bay before he was traded up to Barrie, who were then in a playoff run, which kind of reignited him. He did really well down the stretch to get back up to a point per game player for the last half of the season, and then now in the playoffs is just lighting it up, as is the rest of the team. But I think they won 6-2 or 7-2 today. So really good stuff out of Romani. So you love to see those big numbers like 6'5". You know, your eyes kind of light up as a Canuck fan, because we don't have a lot of size in our forwards. If you haven't noticed lately, our forwards aren't the tallest in the world. So having some young prospects with some height and some weight is really promising.
Well, it's funny too, because I mentioned like we're not talking about all the prospects, but here we are too in this game. You're talking about 7-4 win for the Barrie Colts. Riley Pattinson is the first star of the game with 2 goals and assists, who's also a Vancouver Canucks prospect. So you're seeing a lot of this too in a lot of these different teams, is the Canucks have multiple prospects playing on these teams, which is good to see. The other guy I wanted to chat with you about, who just got called up to the AHL, is Mr. Vilmer Ulrichsen, who is going to be maybe debuting in Abbotsford tonight. Have you heard anything about him making his debut tonight out in Abbey?
I've been checking. I did not see him on the lineup card tonight again, so possibly gets into one of the last 3 on the road.
Okay.
But definitely getting some good practice experience with the Abbey Canucks. Another big boy. 6'6", I think 181. So, just a couple of power forwards waiting in the wings for the Canucks to kind of groom into some big bodies for the big club, because that's something we really haven't had for a while, is some size with the offensive upside. So, you think back to the last time the Canucks had a really effective power forward, and I mean, you're going back to almost Todd Bertuzzi, right? So it'd be really nice to see someone who can make a presence in front of the net and be intimidating out there.
We didn't quite get to Willander and Celebrini or the Abbey Canucks, so let's save that for the post-game show because we're about to get back into game time for the Canucks. So enjoy the second and third period, brother, and we'll talk to you post-game.
You as well. Sounds good. Talk to you then.
Dustin Boydell, everyone, stopping by for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. Too much content for one intermission. You guys are going to be held in suspense about Celebrini and Willander, but should be interesting to see. Hopefully we get Arvidsson into Ulriksson, Vilmer Ulriksson into some games in the AHL pretty quick. Looks like they're going to have a round for the playoff run too. So here it is. We're back to the action. Second period is underway. Oh, that's not how you spell period. How about that? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30. Garland in front gets a good couple chances there, and the play gets stopped at 19:27 of the second period. Right off the bat, Garland's into the zone again. Minor Dow, were you demoted or your choice? It was his choice. He was sick of all the responsibility. Zoe, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Thomas, Coconuts go, Coconuts go, Coconuts go. And the rules. Thomas, who do you mean? Major Tao? God is no respecter of persons. Midnight Solar, we won today, Minor Dow, 7-0 against the Capitals. No usury. Ratton? Who's Mueller? Ty Mueller, as we discussed, is a Vancouver Canucks prospect who's playing his NHL debut tonight, number 39, playing between DeBrusk and Besser. No pressure there. Playing on the second line. There he is, forcing the puck out to center. Zoe, resist the devil and he will flee. There are laws against. Ooh, Quinn Hughes getting back to prevent a good chance. Trying to read Bible stuff here. Come on. There are laws against abusing elderly, and Johansson coming to the front. Lankinen makes the save and covers it up. Thought he had it under his glove, but apparently not. Gaudreau digging away with Pettersson. That's what she said. Bieksa has more goals as a Canuck than Jan Boulis, but less than Taylor Pyatt. You learn something new every day. Ferris Mueller. Mueller. Laugh out loud, laughing and crying. Zoe, Jesus said, get away from me, Satan. You only have in mind carnal nature things. Damn, feel bad for you, Dusty. Botch/Egypt. Suter will be a second or third center next year. I would like him to be our third line center. I think that is my ideal Canucks roster right now in my head. Oh, the Canucks coming offside. Sherwood couldn't hold the line. Was dragging his skate, but ended up toppling over. Kevin Boom Boom was one of my favorite defensemen just after the captain now. Yep. Number 3. Connor Garland having a good night so far tonight. KJ Brazy, my girlfriend when I was 13, loved Taylor Pyatt. Maybe she still does. Never know. Laughing and crying. Minor Dow. Coconuts go, Coconuts go, Coconuts go. Zoe, Jezebel was eaten by jackals/Galatians. Ooh, shot goes off of Lankinen and wide. Might have squeaked through him, but luckily it didn't hit the net. Calvin and Charlie. Oh, he's playing for us? Yeah, Ty Mueller. He's been playing for the Abbotsford Canucks. And now he is up because Max Sasson has been banged up, is what they're calling it. Then Lankinen plays the puck up the boards, but it goes to a Minnesota Wild player, so they take control. But a bad pass down the boards. The Canucks now flip it off the glass and gets kept in. But it's a hand pass, so Minnesota doesn't touch it. Now the puck sits on the half boards. The Canucks have played it. Minnesota now controls. Shot. Doesn't get to the front of the net, though. I think that went up in the air. I guess it didn't go off the netting, so it stays in play. Hronik blocks it in front of the net. Marcus Pettersson's there. Now Carlson comes in behind the net, try and help out. Puck comes right out in front, but Marcus Pettersson's there. He manages to direct the puck into the corner. Just under 17 minutes left to go in the second period. The Canucks collect the puck, and they'll flip it gingerly out to center ice. O'Connor has the tag up. Canucks are just changing now. Swerving Irvin, I like Pius Suter, but if he's the 2C going forward, I call that an L for management's part. Boldy just cross-checked Marcus Pettersson in the back after Chisholm is on the ground. Marcus Pettersson apparently laid him out. The trainer for the Minnesota Wild are coming out there. Oh, he's having a hard time getting up too. He is dizzy. That is not a good look. That little girl looks so sad right now. She's like scared and terrified. She's just like, please let me drink my apple juice. Oh, he's not right. He's a woozy boy. I don't think he'll be coming back into the game for a minute. Suter plays 1C, can only make him better. Yep. Thomas, 11.6 million, second line center. Trevor Linden. Have you ever tried Arnick Dustin? Apply it 2 times with 10 minutes. It is for muscle and bruise relief. Fireborn Knights. Monocle. The Indian in the Cupboard. I love that movie, says Zoe. Minor Dow. Dobby, dobby, dobby. Zoe says, oh, Canada. Let's see this hit. Oh, yeah. Marcus Pettersson just lays the man out. Might have had his shoulder connect with the guy's head, but it's not like it's a dirty hit. He just lays him out. Kind of body and head at the same time, but lays him out nonetheless. KJ Brazy, the First Nations in the Cupboard. You mean laugh out loud. I'm JK. Calvin 99 Charlie. That's my favorite movie along with Small Soldiers. You just like small little warriors running around your house or something. Thomas. Claris Zoe loved that movie. Zechariah 14. Zach, Toronto Maple Leafs and Hurricanes. 5 o'clock tomorrow. PD needs to hit the weight room and see McKinnon shrink. Yep. Dark Charge. I approve Dustin's comment on Crosby. Yep. Imagine how many points he would have right now if he never missed a game. You must be Anatok. You're insane, Dusty. I will build the Canucks practice facility in my home, and only Mancini and Shilovs will be allowed. Big Hog Hockey, you wouldn't do that for 11.6 million? So I love peanut butter and maple syrup on waffles. Interesting. I never thought about doing that. Guess you get a lot of peanut butter in there on the waffles, right? Because it just gets all in the, like all the squares. UBC isn't far. I would, to be honest, at Big Hog, pay me 11.6 million. I'll do whatever you say. Chico. Exactly. Did you forget Caleb? Maybe it's me being poor, but 11.6 is an insane number. Agreed. I'm only paid 3 million. Yeah, Big Hog. I think you deserve a raise, man. 3 million really isn't enough for what you're doing these days. Hronik throws it across. Forward chips it down. Minnesota gets to the blue line and just chips it just back out. Forward collects it, puts it back to center. Fanned on a pass, which actually worked out for the Canucks. 2 drop passes in a row. Connor Garland down in the corner, getting hooked. No call because it's Connor Garland. He never gets calls. I got DPD over to Hughes in their own zone. Mike Torrance, peanut butter and honey on toasted sandwich. Zoe. Yeah, that is good too. I do like peanut butter and honey. I paid 1 cent. How come you only paid 1 cent, Chico? You definitely need a raise. Thomas, for 45 points. Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, 45 points in, what was it, 60 games he played? So less than a point a game, which is not what we need. Zuccarello shoots it high and wide. Quinn Hughes comes out from behind the net, puts it up to Besser. Besser skates over the blue line. He flips it into the Minnesota zone. DeBrusk moves in on the forecheck. But Minnesota collects it. passes a couple times and they've entered the neutral zone and then dump it into the Canucks zone. Now Mancini stops behind his own net, puts it up the boards, but it gets past his defensive partner, Quinn Hughes. Minnesota on the half boards. Shot to the front of the net, gets blocked by a Minnesota player. Pass to the middle of the ice. Brock Besser blocks that one there. Mancini's been chopped down. Looks like that's going to be a penalty. Zuccarello complaining to the ref. Go to the penalty box, you stupid bitch. Mancini's not happy about it. Damn it, Chico. Abaddon the Destroyer. Big Hockey, how are you going to be able to pay for our future apartment in Vancouver? ? We're living on the streets. Sorry, Big Hog. Bruh. As long as you can protect me. Kaprizov slashing, hacking, hooking. And Garland's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then Zuccarello just slew foots Mancini for no reason. You little piece of shit. That's dirty, Zuccarello. You can go straight to hell, bro. Zoe, I can't afford peanut butter anymore. I'm just a widow. Oh, man. Hope you're feeling better, Dusty, says Thomas. That Pettersson is spelled wrong. Laugh out loud. Pettersson. Hronek. So we got Hronek out to start the penalty. Or the power play. Puck comes in front. Vassar blocks the pass from getting out of the zone. Puck goes way up in the air. Canucks recollect the puck. Hronek on the blue line. Got DeBrusque on the half boards. Skating down, put it in down low. Skates to the front of the net. Hronek has a pass come off of his stick and all the way down the ice into the Canucks zone. They'll turn things around. A minute 28 left to go in the power play. 14:09 left to go in the period. Canucks control again. Minute 16 left to go in the power play. Garland puts it down low for Suter. Suter puts it around the boards. Besser collects it on the half boards. He puts it back to the blue line for Hughes. Hughes puts it back down for Besser. He'll skate down the boards. He puts it down low for Suter. Suter puts it back for Besser. Besser puts it back to the point for Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes skates the blue line, puts it over for Besser. Besser walks down the faceoff dot. Pass in front, gets tipped on net by Suter. Gustafsson makes a save. Back to Besser on the blue line. He puts it over for Hughes. Hughes shot from the high point. Gets blocked in front by a defenseman by the Minnesota Wild. Puck goes all the way down the ice, and Kevin Lankner will stop behind his own net. Get a big dog with sharp teeth. Big boy, says B-Dog. Russell and mine favorite player, Crosby. Crosby is my favorite non-Canuck player. But yes, close enough. Calvin 99 Charlie, W Dusty. So 7 times 77, that's how many times you are to forgive your brother. Man, that's a lot of times to forgive my brother. Dementron Williams, bet 250 on the Wild. Are they cooked? Dementron, they might be cooked, bro. They might be. But they are killing this penalty pretty well right now. So I guess that's something. Canucks did not get a shot on that power play, so that's not great. Quinn Hughes gets tripped. No call. Because the referees are a bunch of fucking idiots. How the hell is that not a penalty? Dakota Joshua spins in the corner, bounces off a check, keeps the puck, puts it back to the point for Sherwood. Sherwood puts it across the blue line over for Marcus Pettersson. Pettersson chips it behind the net, and the net comes off. Canucks knock the net off, so the faceoff will come outside. Boston, you lost, eh? Dementron, welcome to Nothing is Perfect, by the way. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We're here live during every single Vancouver Canucks game, and we're going to be live during the playoffs. Zach, go Canucks, go Canucks, go. Zoe, there are no murderers in heaven. No usury. Revelation 22:15-19. Zoe, botch is in Egypt. Ryan Gorner, Zoe has to be a bot. Ryan Gorner in the chat, my brother, watching the stream. Zoe is a real person, man. I know it's pretty crazy. Big Agagi, I'm starting to think Zoe is Christian. I don't know. It is better to be a live dog than a dead lion. Put it that way, I'm not an atheist. Put it this way, I'm not an atheist. Fair enough. O'Connor does well to block that pass from getting down low. KJ Brazy, monster hit for me. MP3, yeah. Sheesh. I said guaranteed, and we scored. Yeah. Oh, you guys are up 2-1 now. 2-1 with 19 shots. Canucks battling on the half boards, trying to come up with the puck. O'Connor gets cross-checked in the face. Carlson's there. O'Connor comes up with the puck, tries to get over to Bluger, but Minnesota intercepts it and skates it out of their zone. Sweet! Lankinen is doing well, says Gamer A. I agree, Gamer A. Lankinen is doing well. Canucks flip it out to center. Bluger puts it across the blue line. Puck is bouncing, though, so the Canucks go offside. Carlson touches the puck, but Carlson was still offside. So the faceoff will be on the Canucks blue line, I think, maybe. I'm not a charlatan either. Chisholm got rocked. Man down, says Mike Torrance. Yeah. He did not see that Marcus Pettersson train coming. He did not. No, he did not. This suit is a not black. Oh my goodness. Canucks still leading 1-0 in the second period. There we go. All right. Thomas, don't worry, Zoe. You're not alone. Happy in my faith. Big Hog Hockey, that girl looks traumatized. Yeah, she was like, oh my gosh, did you see that man's head hit the boards? Gamer A, he should start net for the remaining 2 games left. No. Emperor King, Kraken is winning against the Blues. What? The Kraken is up 1-0 on the Blues right now, kids. Look at that. Look at that. But yeah, the Golden Knights have taken the lead now on the Predators. The Kraken are beating the Blues right now, so not a lot of games still going on. Only 3 left to be played tonight. A lot of Eastern games today. Back to the bar. Jonathan Armstrong just says, fuck. Jonathan, why are you so mad, bro? What's up? Welcome to Nothing is Perfect. I'm Russell Holiday, and we are live during every single Vancouver Canucks game. Welcome. Welcome, Jonathan Armstrong. Can you tell me, what are you upset about? Legal hit, says B-Dog. Clean. King High, says Zach. So, Apollygone the Destroyer. Emperor King, yo, Zach. KJ, clean hit. Big Hogaki didn't realize you were Wild fan barber. Calvin, says Jonathan Armstrong. How's it going, Jonathan? Welcome to Nothing is Perfect. Have you been here before, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you before. If you have been, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome to Nothing is Perfect. We're going to be live during the NHL playoffs and during the Stanley Cup Finals. So make sure you hit that sub button, that like button. We're trying to get this number up to 1,000. I would appreciate your help, Jonathan. Thanks for being here. Another goal. Woo! Nothing. We're winning now. We just woke up. Yeah, it took a minute. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, now you're up 3-1, too. Shot got blocked in front by a crowd of players. Hronek rifles the puck all the way down the ice. He just ices the puck. Man, Hronek. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were a baker. You're like stoked to get that icing. Learn the rules. Kush rush. Cause it was clean, Barber. Zoro Rosario. Did Barber get banned or something? Because he's not coming up in my chat right now. Thomas, EP40 should stay with the Hughes brothers and train with them. That's not a bad idea, actually. He can be the 4th Hughes brother. So only fools rush in where angels fear to tread. You can't sell the firstborn. Garland in behind the net, trying to come up with the puck. Hoglander there too. Minnesota gives the puck away. But the Canucks have a shot blocked. Hoglander now rips it down behind the net. Connor Garland comes up with it in the corner. Kicks it up to his own stick. Loses in the corner though. Puck comes back to him. He spins on the half boards. Puts it in behind the Minnesota net. Minnesota puts it in their face-off dot and skates it out to center. Kaprizov loses the puck at center. But a Minnesota Wild follows up and grabs it. Shoots wide. Puck off the boards out. And the puck comes out to center where Minnesota collects it. B-Dog, watch the replay again. Good hit. Swerve Irvin, swear jar. B-Dog, go feel shame. Brutal dice. Mike Torrance, Hughes, goal. Lefty all around. Sorry to hear that you can't afford peanut butter. Whoever that was, says Lefty all around. Swerve Irvin, that team wants Pedersen to stay in town this offseason, but we don't have a proper practice facility because we're a clown franchise. Yep. Sounds right. Joshua rings around the boards over for Ratu. He comes up with it, but he gets triple teamed and Minnesota comes up with it. But Dakota Joshua and Ratu are hounding them and they throw the puck all the way down the ice, and that's going to be icing because Minnesota are a bunch of morons. We need to get them a copy of the book, guys. Let's send a couple copies of the book. Let's make sure it's the picture book version because we already gave them the word one and they weren't able to actually figure out what the rules were. So make sure we get the picture book rule book over there. Rabies. Hughes tripped by Heronic. Laugh out loud. Flux. Dog charge. Unblock me, you coward. Ancient days. Zach McNally. Swear jar. Ryan. Zoe, if you are actually a real human, you are cooked. Laughing and crying. The Garden of Gethsemane is where Simon the Zealot and Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus. Where is Caleb, Jan? No necromancers, Jan. Barbershop window. Have the Nucks even won 3 games in a row all this year? They should totally let the Wild win this. Jabronis. Let the Wild win these jabronis. Bro, we have won 3 games in a row. We did it like 3 times, man. All season. That's the only amount. Elias Pettersson gets stripped, but he does well to getting back into position on Kaprizov. Stays with Kaprizov. And you got Mueller in the corner digging away with Hughes. Little pick there from Elias Pettersson, and Hughes is able to get it out to center. Minnesota with 9 minutes left carries the puck in on the second period, but they can't recover the crazy pass out of the air. And the Canucks bounce the puck all the way down into the Minnesota Wild zone, but the Minnesota Wild bring the puck back down in and put him in behind the Canucks net. Shot goes well wide off the boards and all the way down the ice. It's like a reverse icing. Fireborn Knights. By the way, Preds don't give us a power play. We are deadly. Is it all power play goals so far? Yeah, power play goal. A third one was a power play goal. Kiefer Sherwood catching up to the puck. Waiting for some help. Joshua shoots it and goes off a skate and wide. Ratu tries to collect it, but it looks like they're calling a slashing call. Did Dakota Joshua get slashed while he was trying to do that? So several 2 out of 3 the Canucks have won. I know you believe in Chrono Yan, but I do not like cannibals or necromancers. Bogosian going to the box after slashing Joshua. Without jot or tittle, please advise Cockroach Crenorans. Chickarones? I don't know. I love necromancers, says Ryan. Jonathan Armstrong, this is my first time on your channel. Well, welcome, Jonathan. It's nice to have you, buddy. Do you have a favorite team? Who is your favorite team, Jonathan? Let me know. God didn't come for the Angels. W. Jonathan, welcome. Big Hog Hockey, thank you. Emperor King Russell, imagine Besser joining the LA Kings playing with former Canuck player Kuzmenko. 2 Canucks reunited. I don't want him to play in LA, man. I want him as far away. I want him in the Eastern Conference. That's my hope. If he doesn't play for the Canucks, I want him in the East. Blue Shirts Nation, what a debacle season for the Rangers, and Laviolette is getting fired, Russell. Yeah, Blue Shirts, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Laviolette might not be making it out of this offseason. But depends on what Drury's thinking too, because I don't know. We'll have to wait. Summertime. We'll keep our eye on it for you though, Blue Shirt. Welcome back to the stream. I don't smoke lead, says Zoe. Welcome, Jonathan, says Big Mac. Zachary McNally says, learn the rules, learn the rules. And Minor Dow says, learn the rules. Dobby, learn the rules. And then Minor Dow says, Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac. And then he says, Jake Stakes Hockey, Jake Stakes Hockey, Jake Stakes Hockey. And then Blue Shirt says, another fan fact, Russell, the Rangers are the 4th team to miss the playoffs the season after winning the President's Trophy. Yep, this is the 2nd time they've done it. Boston Bruins, Buffalo Sabres, and the Rangers back in 92-93. Minor Dow, Trevor Linden. And then offed himself. Mussolini? What do you mean offed himself? It says Terry Fox Foundation night. Looks like Terry Fox's family's in the crowd. That's very cool. Jonathan Armstrong. Actually, y'all, I'm new to hockey and I'm just exploring teams and trying to find an organization to support. So I don't have a team at the moment. Interesting, Jonathan. Oh, Canucks on the power play. Get a shot right off the face-off, but puck gets saved and goes down the ice. Lankinen stops him behind the net for Hughes. So, Jonathan, if you want to be a Canucks fan, it is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love the Canucks. I've been cheering for them since 1990. But there will be pain, but there will be love. You're going to see things you never thought you would ever see in your entire life. For example, the other night, did you see it? The Canucks were down by 3 goals with a minute left against the Dallas Stars, and they scored 3 goals in the final minute of the game. So you'll see that, but you'll also see them get blown up. It's very interesting. The Canucks are chaos. If you love chaos, cheer for the Canucks. Sort of like, I get the team wanting PD to stick around, but if they don't keep the ice at Rogers Arena in the summer, yeah. Nobody uses the big rink at UBC in the summer. Quinn Hughes keeps the puck in at the blue line just barely. Besser on the blue line puts it back for Hughes. I don't think the Canucks have a shot yet on this power play. The Canucks score! There it is! Big Hoglander! Niels, Big Hoglander with a power play goal! Or did DeBrusque get it? Somebody got it. Either way, the Canucks are up 2-0 after a goal on the power play. So Suter chips it over for Hughes. Hughes keeps it in. Besser standing on the point, puts it back over Hughes. Hughes puts it over Hoglander, and Hoglander, yeah, it looks like DeBrusque got it. Okay, so Niels Big Hoglander shoots it towards the net, and Jake DeBrusque gets a little piece of it, tipping it past Gustafsson. You'll love to see it. Oh, yeah, what a good tip from DeBrusque. Beauty right in front. Gustafsson didn't stand a chance. Lanky, 2-0 Nucks! Hachiko, go. Jonathan Armstrong, stars are on my list. I hate Texas teams. Off my list. I hate Texas teams. Yes, says Coach Rob Billy. And then Zach says, Leafs. And then Swervin says, go. And Zoe says, the Canucks understand me. And then Dan Carlos says, go Canucks, go. I'm watching all the way from the Philippines. I've been a Canucks fan from the moment I came to Canada in 2001. Since that day, I'm still a Canucks fan. Ride or die! Woo! Dan Carlo, big Canucks fan. You'll love to see it. Dan Carlo from the Philippines. Welcome back, buddy. Jazz, go. Welcome, Jason Negra. Nice to have you, buddy. Big Mac says, go. Boom, go. And then Jonathan Armstrong says, then I heard the lead A's. Zach says, go. Golatho says Gamer Ray. Minnesota's taking control of the puck in the zone, though. Hronek picks up the puck and rings it all the way down the ice. Minor Dow showing up, gifting another gifted membership. Coach Rob Willie, congratulations. You just got a free gifted membership from Minor Dow. Congratulations, Coach Rob Willie. Woo! I love to see it when a guy like Coach Rob Willie gets that membership. Thank you very much, Minor Dow, for the gifted membership. Dobby appreciates it. I appreciate it. Dobby's college fund is getting full, guys. Deadly Flames, everything is going as planned. I love this. Yes, Canucks are helping. Thanks, Russell. Woo! Well, there's a lot of time left, though. Remember that, Deadly Flames. Calvin 99 Charlie, Trevor Linden, goal. DeBrusque, says Lanky there too. Woohoo, says Mike Torrance. Jake, says Coach Rob Billy. Zoe says, right on, speaking of goals. Bang, says Big Hog Hockey. And then Jazz says, Big Hoglander. Unfortunately, he didn't score, but he did get the assist. So, Jonathan Armstrong, I heard the Leafs are first round chokers. Yes. Okay. Maybe we help Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan, help me out. Jonathan, give me 4 NHL teams on your list, and we'll make a poll question. If you write out in chat 4 different hockey teams, we'll make a poll question, and we'll help you decide who will be the team that you cheer for. Should the Canucks free the skate for all home games? Well, believe you me, you guys responded. Yes says 27%. Hell yes is 27%. Brock Besserin, he shoots, that one gets blocked. I'd miss the Orca, 24%, and no, 21% of you say no. So you guys do want the old flying skate back. Connor Cahill in the chat. Evening, Mr. Vacation. How's it going, friend? Nice to have you back, Connor. Shannon, hi, Coach Rob Willie. Hi, everyone. Welcome back, Shannon. Nice to have you. Coach Rob Willie says, hi, Shannon. And then Gary Wiseman in chat, watching from Hong Kong. 4 minutes left to go in the second period. Canucks chip it into the Minnesota zone. They chip it back out. Quinn Hughes tracking back, trying to get the puck. Minnesota comes up with it. Hartman rings around the boards. Too far, though, and Hoglander avoids a hit. Hartman making a run. Gustafsson plays it off the boards. Canucks, Garland tries to come up with it. Can't get it, though. Puck gets batted around at center ice. Hoglander has it drop down in his own feet. He avoids another hit. That's hilarious. Hoglander's just dip dodging. If you can dodge a check, you can dodge a ball. Big Hog hockey. Go, 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 go. Yeah, this is all neutral zone play right now. Just got home, says Gary Wiseman. Who's in goal for us? It's Kevin Lankinen. Kevin Lankinen. O'Connor gets the center and then chips the puck down. Boldy into the corner. Chips it back up the boards. O'Connor gets clipped. He's back checking now. Minnesota takes control in the Canucks zone, but they mishandle the pass. Puck comes into the corner. Now it's a battle to see who comes up with it. Carlson's in there trying to come up with it. O'Connor's there. Forbort's there. Puck comes out to the middle, so Bluger comes up with it. Flips it out. Nice high one. O'Connor chips it back towards Gustafsson, but can't skate onto it. Ooh, and then Bluger looking for O'Connor. Couldn't quite get to it, though. Now the Minnesota Wild carry it out through center. Kaprizov puts it to the middle. Quinn Hughes intercepts that one. He puts it off the boards and out. Dakota Joshua skates it over the blue line, stops up, battling for the puck, puts it down the boards. Bluger and Joshua battling, trying to keep it in. Minnesota does come up with it, though. Passes far side of the zone, and Kaprizov will skate it out. Run up the score so we can see Flower. Minor Dow, big hockey. Hockey stick. Okay. Run it up, says Calvin. Lankin net. B-Dog. Go, 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 go. Gary Wiseman. Thanks, Coach Rob Willie. Don't know hype. Major Minor Dow, says Calvin. Says Gary Wiseman. Zach Santa. Minor Dow. Gary Wiseman. Peace. Flex. Check. Thanks so much, says Coach Rob Willie. Zoe, you can't sell the firstborn Shaluk. Canucks flip the puck out to center ice. 3 Minnesota Wild there. Minnesota only has 5 shots this period, apparently. Oh, they have 6 now. And Vancouver has 4. Okay, guys, sorry, I'm gone for a bit. See you later there, Emmanuel. Don't know hype, says Big Mac. Gary Wiseman, are the Flames still in the playoff race? They sure are, Gary. Quinn Hughes is just standing there, and Minnesota's not doing anything about it because Minnesota's all standing back in their own zone. I don't understand why they're not being more aggressive. Quinn Hughes like, I'm happy to kill all this time off, bros. What's wrong with you? It's like, are you going to blow it down? It's like, no, he doesn't have to do shit. That Forbort playing it up the boards. Canucks get it up to the blue line, but can't get it out. Zuccarello shoots it, saved by Kevin Lankinen, and Forbort directs the puck back behind the net. Minnesota comes up with it, though. And at the blue line, could have been almost off too many men, not quite, but Minnesota now has to drag it back out. B-Dog Dan Carlo, you rock! Lefty all around. You're living in Philippines full time now, or are you still living in Vancouver as well? Dan Carlos is lefty all around. The Canucks have iced the puck because they don't know the rules, apparently. Canucks, you can do better than that. Gary Wiseman, but with that said, I still don't want to lose today, so screw the Wild, I guess. Only Mormons follow Utah hockey, just saying. The Grandmaster in chat, my nephew is here. Hoglander goes low on a guy. It's like, bro, what do you want? Number 13 on Minnesota. Looks like you're a little bitch. Couldn't handle the fact that you got outplayed by Hoglander. Trennan. Yeah, everyone, William, my nephew, is the Grandmaster, and his father, Ryan, will be joining us here pretty quickly at the end of this period. It's going to be fun. Live from Australia, my brother coming up in the first intermission. Should be sick. There might be a bit of a delay, so we'll see, but we'll see what happens. We did a test today, and it seemed to work, so see how it goes. I'd prefer the Wild making it over the Flames. Sup, homie, says Dave. Minor Dow says, peace, peace, peace. Garland just chips it down the ice, and that's going to end the period here. Minor Dow at Grandmaster. Oh, what is all this weird stuff happening? Agreed, Gary. Thou shalt not kill the judge, not or you will be judged. Don't kill the judge? What? How's everyone doing, says Grandmaster. The Grandmaster! How frustrating is this winning the games like this? Like, it's great and all, but where was this all season? Why did they not bring it so... Connor, I keep on telling you, it's Canucks logic, man. That's how she goes. The Canucks don't do what they're supposed to do. All right. Can I call him? Does not appear that he is on right now. Ryan, you got to open it on your phone if you're listening. And hopefully the period is over for you. See if I can start a video call, even though he doesn't have the thing open. We'll try. Doing good, bro, says Minor Dow. What's up, Grandmaster? Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right. I have him on the line. Is the period over for you, brother? Okay. All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to bring you on the stream then now that we got you all set up. Here he is. Without further ado, for the second time ever, my younger brother from down under. What's up, my dude?
G'day.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah,
I've already had a couple comments. People want you to take over the stream. How do you feel about that?
Take over the stream.
Yeah.
It would go down in flames, man. I can barely use the computer.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. This is one of the rare times I guess you actually get to watch the Canucks live, eh?
Yeah, it's usually just on the weekends. It's on around lunchtime for me, so I'm generally at work during the week.
Yeah.
So I just watch the replay later on. I've got NHL TV. It works pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you probably
Watch
have better luck
any
getting the
game I
games than
want.
some of the people up here who have been playing for Sportsnet Plus, because apparently people are like, it'll be like, you're not living in Canada, you can't watch the Canucks game, and people are like, I'm in Vancouver right now. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I don't have any blackouts here, which
That's
is
good.
probably a good marketing strategy for the NHL, not to black out anything in Australia.
Before we get into the Canucks stuff, are you playing hockey right now?
No, occasionally.
Just randomly, a little
It's,
drop in.
Yeah, here and there. They're struggling with numbers at the moment, so a lot of weeks we don't have any goalies, and that's really not any fun, is it?
Yeah, your knees have told you that you should not be a goalie.
Yeah, well, my knee is screaming at me for that.
All right.
Look, I did pretty good until I popped my knee. But
yeah. Well, I'm not surprised because I forced you to be a goalie back in the day. So you did it when we were younger, right? Because it's always the younger brother who ends up being the goalie.
I had no choice but to sit there and cop slap shots from you out in the street every night.
Hey, you helped me with my game.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get into let's get into the season a little bit, because obviously the Canucks are winning right now, but it really doesn't mean anything. I'd rather talk to you about kind of the season overall. Has there been anything that has stood out for you as like a really positive thing for the Canucks in this really tumultuous season?
Yeah, well, obviously, disappointing season. Didn't meet the expectations going in, but what I have liked is that they've managed to shore up from the back end. Right. So the way I see it is they've locked up our goaltending. Our defense is pretty well set for the next couple of years. I mean, look at our top 6 defensemen compared to the start of the year. It's night and day. I think in the off season we pick up a couple. We need, like, we're not going to hang on to Besser, which I'm fine with that, to be honest. He doesn't do enough outside of his few goals to justify him wanting more than 8. It was 8 they offered him, wasn't it? They offered him a 5x8.
Apparently it was an
And he turned it down?
8x5 or something like that is what they offered him.
Yeah, 8 mil, 5 years. That would be gross to sign him for that. He's not worth it. So I'd rather spend that money elsewhere. But I think that's what we're missing is some top end talent in the top 6. Hopefully PD can eventually. I mean, look, there's multiple players on our team over the last few years where it's all a bit about potential. Oh, they could potentially do this. They could potentially do that. All right, well, it's time to do it because we have a young roster. This is the time. So the back end is sorted, and that's big for me. I've been liking seeing some of these young guys. Ratu's been really good. I'm enjoying that line with him and Sherwood and Joshua. What a better way to blood a young center than to throw Joshua and Sherwood on his wings. No one's gonna be messing with him. So yeah. I'm liking that one. Lecker-Mackey's been really good. Like, he's pretty much a younger, better Besser. That's the way I see it, and I think he will come that way. If he keeps getting ice time next year, I think a lot of these young guys probably will make it out of camp and be in the lineup.
Well, I mean, that's the thing you've been seeing too with all the different issues that the Canucks have been having, whether that's like injuries and like disputes between teammates. Anytime they call someone up from the NHL, they end up being able to just step right into the lineup and do fine.
Yeah, well, I think a big part of that is there's been emphasis on it helped moving the team to Abbotsford and then maintaining systems through the organization, because these guys are just jumping straight into Tocchet's system because they're already getting taught those systems in Abbotsford. So it's a good transition. That's something we were horrible at for so long. How many good players are out in the league now that were in our system and they just look like garbage? They got blooded too early, didn't get the support, and now they're all thriving elsewhere, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's not quite as bad as some of these other teams that have been like a Chicago but I mean, you're talking about some of the worst teams in the league, but we're pretty much up there for playing against former Canucks. It seems like almost every game you playing against some kind of a former Canuck.
Yeah, I think will testify to that nearly every game he watches with me, I'm like, oh, he used to play for us. Oh, he used to play for us. Pretty much every game.
Yeah. Speaking of Tocchet, do you want him back as the coach for next season? Like, where are you at with Tocchet?
I do. If you can, so my biggest issue with the Canucks this year is when we have had disappointing games, is they don't pressure the net. That's the biggest night and day thing between our good wins and our shit losses. And Tocchet will come out after every game saying that that's his system. He wants them driving the net, right? And he doesn't want them playing perimeter hockey. Whether that's true or not, and it is just the players wanting to play perimeter hockey, I don't know. But if that is his system, that's what I want to see, because that is successful hockey right there. You have to pressure the net.
I mean, his system worked when he was coaching Canada. I mean, he wasn't the head coach, but he was definitely a part of the way that they were playing. And you could see a lot of the same tactics that Canada used is what you would hope that the Canucks should be using.
Yeah. Oh, and look, that's how he was as a player too. I mean, we all know that. He was tough as nails, but he was skilled as well. Drive the net. cause chaos.
Yeah.
Make the defensemen scared every time they see you get over the boards.
More Gordie Howe hat tricks than any other player in NHL history.
Yes. That's a true hockey player right there, eh?
So you have to choose between Kevin Lankinen or Kiefer Sherwood as the best story for a signing. Who would you have to go for?
That's tough, man. I'd say overall effect for the team, probably Lankinen. Because there's a lot of question marks around Demko's health. You know what I mean? When he's healthy, he's top 5 in the league. There's no one argues that. But yeah, no, that was a big win for the club. Managed to sign Lankinen, somewhat long term. It's just a good insurance policy. And if Demko stays healthy, we have the best goaltending tandem in the league.
Wow, you look at it too. Like, what is this? I think this is Lankinen's like 50th game or something so far this year, and we signed him like the day before the preseason started, and he's looked absolutely amazing.
I mean, look how bad the team played in front of him for so long. He's the only reason we were sniffing the playoffs. So I think, yeah, overall effect, I'd say he definitely gets the nod over Sherwood. Not that I don't love Sherwood. He's unreal. He gives it all every single game. Set the new hits record. Like, he wants it. And that's what you want on your team. You want guys that want that puck more than the other guy.
So we talked about a couple good free agent signings in Sherwood and Lankinen. Is there, if you had to pick between the young guys that we talked about, who has been like your brightest spot for the young guys that have come up from the AHL and stepped into the lineup?
DPD. 100%. Not even close.
That was quick.
He stepped right in. I know he had a few, his first couple of games, like he scored that own goal. Was that his first game? I think it was his first game. He scored an own goal. That was shit luck. But he settled in. It only took a few games and he settled in, and he looks like an NHL caliber defenseman. Like, without question. He's physical. I mean, he's knocked in a couple goals now. He brings a lot to the team, and he's just a young guy. So I think through the second half of the season, we went from being a like kind of a mid-range age of team to one of the youngest teams in the league.
Yeah, I think they're sixth youngest or something, 7 or 6 youngest in the whole league right now.
Yeah, which is a big change from the start of the year.
Yeah, and DPD with his big first fight of his career as well the other night. Did you see that part of the game?
Yeah. I saw that. I was laughing. I interviewed him, and he said that was the first fight he's ever been in his life, like hockey or outside of hockey. That's his first fight of his life, and he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he meant to cause pain for the other player.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He connected a couple.
All right, so one of my viewers has just donated $2. Connor Cahill, he wanted to ask you a question. He says, does Ryan watch footy, and who is his team?
It depends if he's talking AFL or NRL. Is he talking? Yeah, you're going to have to clarify that. I don't watch AFL. I think it's shit.
So that's Aussie rules football, right?
Sorry, yeah, explain that more. AFL is Australian rules football. NRL is rugby league. So I watch rugby league.
Yeah.
So he may not like me for that.
Who's your team?
He'll hate me even more, even if he likes the NRL. I cheer for the Sydney Roosters, which is the Storm are probably the 2 most hated teams in the league.
Wonder which
the
one
Roosters. I had no reason to choose the Roosters. I was actually dating someone who told me I had to choose a team. Like, I was watching rugby, but I just didn't really care who won. And she's like, you got to choose a team. And the Roosters were really good at the time. And I was like, all right, I'll choose them. Fine. Like, I have no allegiances here.
It's kind of like back in the day we used to cheer for Toronto.
Yeah, that was just to piss you off.
I know. I'll never forget that one game too. Was it Vancouver versus Toronto? Vancouver's down I think they were down 5-2 in the third or something like that. And then Vancouver comes back and ties it in the third, sends it to OT, but then Toronto ends up winning in overtime. And I think we immediately just got into a scrap too, right at the end of the game.
Well, we went to a game too. We saw Toronto and Vancouver at GM Place, and the Canucks smacked the shit out of Toronto that night.
You took so much abuse. As we were leaving
the stadium, people were chirping me because I was wearing a Toronto jersey. I was just a kid. I don't know how old I was, maybe 13 or something.
But you used to wear your Toronto jersey. I remember we were at a Vancouver versus Phoenix game, and you were wearing your Toronto jersey. So,
wasn't the brightest kid.
Connor Cahill has followed up with another $2 donut and says, calling that sports shit, Aussies will kill you.
It's all right. I live here. I say it to Aussies face to face all the time. And I'm still alive.
Lefty all around has ask your brother about Linus Karlsson and if he agrees with me that he will be a solid everyday player for the Canucks next year.
I don't know. Well, it depends on our offseason signings. That would be my take on that. I think he has the potential to be. And if we need him to be, he will. And it'll probably be good for his development because he's not looked out of place either. It all comes back to those systems again. These guys know the systems and they just slot right in. As long as they're willing to work when they get out there, they're doing well. But yeah, no, Carlson's look good too. But yeah, it just depends on the signings. If we don't manage to pick up any free agents in the offseason or make a trade or two just to pick up some top end talent, I think you're going to see a similar roster to what we're doing at the moment.
If you're
which is at the moment looking okay.
Yeah.
Do that over 82 games though. That's a bit worrying.
It's a whole different story, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You had to pick one of the biggest issues the Canucks face this year. What do you blame the most for the Canucks failures? Injuries, management, coaching, or players?
I would say it's a blend of the injuries and then obviously personnel issues. I think attitudes in that room must have been real bad for a while there. I don't know how I feel about Pettersson's take on it. Like, does he want it enough? Is he actually here? Is he actually committed? Does he actually want to win a cup in Vancouver? Because it doesn't seem that way. I mean, obviously we don't know the full story. I think Miller had to go. It sounds like he was, I know people threw around toxic, but I don't know if that was the case. I think he was just too full on for some of the less big personalities in the room. I think that was the issue. Because he's the kind of guy that when you're winning and things are going good, and he's a big personality, you want him around because he'll be pumping people up. He's really intense all the time. But as soon as things aren't going well, he's just floating, giving people shit. You know, that's not what you need. That's not a good teammate. So yeah, injuries were obviously huge. We were missing a lot of guys for a long time, but yeah, I think it was some personality clashes in the locker room, and the boys just need to fucking suck it up and play hockey.
I mean, you think about it right now, if we still had JT Miller and Pettersson, right? Then we're probably looking better than we were. And that's the thing is even people who were, you know, when the debate was, do we trade Miller? Do we trade Petey? It wasn't a debate of, I hate this player, I want them gone. It's, well, if I have to choose, then I'm going to choose one or the other, right? But we didn't want to we didn't want to trade either one of them. It had to happen.
Yeah, well, I think any fan with half a brain was saying we'd rather them work it out and keep both of them.
Correct.
Because when they're both playing their game, playing well to their potential, that's a deadly 1-2 center combination.
Yeah.
What's the I missed that game seeing Miller last year shutting down McDavid when we played them. Just made him his bitch. You know, that's what you expect from Miller, and then he was just floating. Come on, man. Do something.
Yeah.
And stop yelling at the kids.
They don't like it when you yell.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing the Canucks need to do in the offseason?
Top end talent. That's what we're missing. What's our cap space? We have a decent bit of cap space, don't we? I mean, obviously, whatever we were going to give to Besser, we have that to spend. And then we had another... Because most of the lineup beyond the top 6 forwards is pretty well set, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you think about it, if we get a second line center, I'd say we're pretty much good.
Yeah. I'd like to see another scoring winger for the top 6 as well. I mean, Heedle looked pretty good while he was here, but then it didn't last long, and that we all knew that was going to be a worry.
Yeah.
So that it's another maybe if he can stay healthy, he can fill that second line role. But just depends on how his health goes.
Well, I'll leave you with this, brother. Ryan or Connor Gale says, Russell, notice Ryan has a bushier beard than you do. You need to let yours grow out, or is that as much as it can? ? I can grow a bushy beard.
But look, you have hair on
For
the top
now.
of your head.
Ryan,
You've got a luscious head up there, and I had to start shaving my head when I was like 34 because I was going bald.
so we'll take what we can get, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for joining the
We
show,
do need
brother.
to address who this Zoe person is and why we're getting Bible quotes and shit. What is that about?
I know we're gonna turn all of Zoe's quotes into a book at some point. It's gonna be really fun.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, Ryan. Enjoy the third period. Thanks for coming on again, and we'll talk to you again soon, brother.
All good. Thanks, bro. Love ya. See ya.
My little brother joining the show. Third period is underway at Rogers Arena. Canucks lead 2-0. 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Connor Garland broke up a play, but then they ended up following up, and Minnesota Wild have scored, making it 2-1 early. Only 22 seconds into the third period. Again, Hronek missing into the corner. Hronek is brutal in the corner. And then Garland blocked a pass coming across, but then the puck came off of him and he just couldn't get it. And then Faber's skating right down in that spot. Like I keep on talking about, they can't defend it. Connor Garland trying to block it, but it just goes right between his legs. And Faber, another Minnesota Wild with a tilted visor. Bunch of idiots there with their tilted visors. Grr, Chandler, fight, or third period, says Mike Torrance. Minor Dow, best team currently might be Florida or Washington. Oh, by the way, I started a poll question for Jonathan. Who should Jonathan cheer for? The Avalanche, the Jets, the Canucks, or the Kraken? So vote and help Jonathan decide. We're not going to win the cup. Win a fucking cup, says Jonathan. I have not watched hockey in 30 years because we're fighting so much. It doesn't mean that I am a fake fan. Lose your paradigms. You will go further, Mercury. Left you around. Don't be negative, Jonathan. Arizona will never win the Stanley Cup. LMAO. KJ Brazy, what's the story here? Why is Russell's brother down under with an accent? I know, right? Everyone thinks he's Irish. Everyone thinks he's Irish because he's picked up some of the accent from being down there in Australia for the last 15 years or whatever it is. My brother married an Australian woman, and then they moved down to Australia. That's the story. And he's been there ever since. He's got 2 kids down there, my nieces and nephew, William and Layla. 2 little troublemakers. Good kids, though. Might stick with this 12-inch in you. What? Emperor King Minor Dow, I got a good feeling for us in the playoffs. The whistle had gone. And then Faber's getting into it with Carlson with your stupid tilted visor. And then Carlson's trying to get at Faber. And he's like, I will fight you, bro. Everyone grabs a partner. We're all headlocks. Faber shooting the puck in the net after whistle had gone. Gaudreau and O'Connor got each other by the shoulders. Carlson's going to be going to the box, apparently. Luger's there. Faber acting like a total idiot. Look at that stupid face. Kings are going to win the cup. We missed the playoffs, says Coach Rob Elliott. We sure did. The guy is more knowledgeable Canuck fan from Australia I have never seen in my life. Good on ya. Yeah. He is originally from Canada, so. Faber just comes in and cross-checks Carlson in the face. So hopefully they're both getting a penalty. Rugby players understand how to play. Yeah, my brother is a rugby player, actually. Canucks will win the cup next year, hopefully. Zoe, it is not what you put in your mouth that contaminates. Yeah, we saw this one yesterday. Canucks hashtag Jets. Canucks /Jets. DPD scored on his own goal. I must have forgotten about that one. DPD, he is right. Very fast feet. Good, sees the ice well. Yeah. I guess Ryan likes spiders. I guess there is no penalties. That's crazy. There's not a single penalty on that. That was the first ever fight. Wow. B-Dog, he held his own nicely. Zoe smashing. Calvin and Charlie. Connor, Dono, another toonie. Laugh out loud. Rugby good. Footy is goofy, says B-Dog. Who won the fight? Me versus my brother. We both lost because we both got in trouble for fighting. Super chats incoming. Laugh out loud. Brotherly love. Oi! Calvin and Charlie. I love Ryan. He is awesome. He don't care. Nah, he doesn't care. Miserable Sabres fan. Tell your brother from a Sabres fan. KJ Brazy. Vancouver needs an NBA team. Like, hi. Minnesota. Bringing the puck around the boards. Puck in front again. Another Minnesota player all alone standing in that spot right at the top of the crease. Yeah, says Big Oggy. Give the Grizzlies back. Heck yes. Connor Gill. Calvin and Charlie might as well make the most of talking to a guest we don't get on very often. Yeah, an NBA would be awesome. Ryan seems very chill. He's a very chill dude. Boldy trying to mess around. He's about to find out because he got DPD in front of him. Big Mac 133. It'd be cool if Supersonics were back too. I forgot that Seattle lost their team. Dakota Joshua puts the puck down low. Lefty around. He certainly knows the Canucks. He should be on Sportsnet. Yes! Let's get Ryan a job on Sportsnet. Lefty around. Most knowledgeable about the Canucks than most media I've ever seen. Yeah, he pretty much watches all the games. Dakota Joshua flips it up the boards. Puck comes out to Sherwood. That's going to be a hand pass. Yes, Supersonics were 6, says Big Mac. So we are here listening to comprehensible people. If that isn't a fan, I don't know what is. Dolphin. KJ Brazy. Yes, sir. Suck it up. You're grown men. Yep. KJ agrees. They should have just put their BS behind each other and just played. Because that's what you should do. You're an adult. You should figure it out. It's ridiculous that they couldn't figure it out. I still stand by that. I'm still disappointed in both Pettersson and Miller for that whole situation. It's ridiculous. Lefty all around might have to trim the beard for TV though. Laugh out loud. JK. I mean, he's got the playoff Friedman beard. Another one, they're not looking at the man who's standing in the slot. Please, for the love of God, somebody cover that man in the slot. Lankin with a save. Rebound goes to the corner. Minnesota is pressing. Gary Wiseman. Playoffs are just around the corner. Lefty, the beard's fine. Yep. Hashtag fire Yogi. What's his name? Says Connor Cahill. Canucks flip the puck down in the Minnesota zone. Connor Cahill, that's the top thing to do. Guys out of his depth. Mike Torrance, yep, a top 6 winger and center. So beards are 21st century. Weak shot on net by the Canucks, but at least they got one. Unless it doesn't count. You never know. Quinn Hughes is back defending. Lankinen makes a save. Quinn Hughes picks up the rebound, skates behind his own net, and skates it out of the zone with a pass. Far side of the rink. Carlson steps into his man. He gets dumped. Canucks come up with a puck, though. Puck comes back to the blue line. DPD collects it. Puts it down behind the net. O'Connor collects it, loses it though on the half boards. Trent and the little bitch is there. He's trying to come up with it. Miserable Sabres fan. Nothing is perfect. You and brother are my cousins. Both teams in pain. Sabres and Canucks. Yep. This team brings me pain, but I kind of like it. Puck to the corner. Hoglander picks it up, but he loses it. This game is chaos right now. 15:53 left to go in the third period. Minnesota dumps it down. Lankinen stops it behind his own net. Quinn Hughes is there to collect it. Now there's a fight. Forbort's fighting his man. Trennan now punching Forbort on the ground like a fucking piece of shit. Trennan, you little bitch. You're punching him when he's being pinned down by the ref. You fucking bitch. He needs to be kicked out of the game. That is such fucking bullshit. Forbort's on the ground being held down by a ref, and he's still punching him in the head. Toss him out of the game. Right now. KJ Brazy, I'm native. Can't grow a beard. Big Hog Hockey, Russell, you need Brett Burns beard. Well, if we ever get to the playoffs again, you'll be able to see my playoff beard. But they definitely need to toss Trennan. He's got to be gone. That is absolute fucking bullshit. Literally on the ground, being pinned by a ref, and you punch him in the face while he's on the ice. He needs to be tossed. 10-minute misconduct minimum. Yeah, fucking toss him. I don't think I've said so many swears in a sentence in this stream ever. I've never been so mad on this stream. That is absolute bullshit. What did I say right before that? Trennan's a little bitch. That was fucked, says Big Mac. I'm going to get demonetized for the stream for all that. Such a cheap shot. Get him the fuck out of the game. Major penalty. Yeah, he's done. Toss him. Eject him. That number has been haunting me. That 14 number. I'm coming up to 3 years. Match penalty. Hell yeah. No desire to go home, says Connor Cahill. Ryan, are you from the Ember Isle yourself? Ryan is, well, we're partly Irish. Yeah, you got to toss him out of the game. Connor Hill, I've been mistaken for Irish the whole time I've been here, 14 years. Yeah, we are partly Irish. My family has Irish descent. Crazy. KJ Brazy laughing and crying. Here we go. Coach Robley, oh no, something bad happened. In Prickfetti, we trust. Prickfetti, the playoff beards are growing. In Prickfetti, welcome. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you before here. Nothing is perfect. My name is Russ Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. Have you been here before in Prickett? In Prickfetti, we trust. Teddy Bluger gives Trennan a jab from the bench. There's no way he stays in this game, right? Like, they have to get this right. Look at, not a good scene. Jonathan Armstrong, tomorrow's my birthday. So what team jersey am I buying? I know, we got to find out. Right now, 68% of people are saying that you should buy a Canucks jersey. Gamer 821, yep. Jonathan Armstrong, it's your birthday tomorrow. So here it is. Happy birthday, Jonathan, dear. Happy days will come to you all year. If I had a wish, then it would be a happy birthday to you from me. And here's your birthday gift. Trennan's getting tossed out of the game because he's a fucking piece of shit. You're going to get more, you dumb fuck. Yeah, you piece of trash. You human piece of garbage. Jonathan, root for the Sharks. The future is teal. No, the Sharks, their ass. They won't be soon. My stash needs work. Sweating and laughing. Connor Hill, I would rather cheer for the Sabres than the Bruins. Something to cheer up. Miserable Sabres fan, laugh out loud. That's cool. Tie game. Goal, tie? No, whistle blew first. It's the year of the Jets, says In Prickett We Trust. Prickfetti. Jonathan Armstrong, plan to have a team by tomorrow so I can have a jersey. Sherwood's chirping him. He's trying to get back at him. You're an idiot. You're going to get suspended. People say I look like Faber. Laugh out loud. Could be. Faber looks like a squints from the Sandlot. Faber. You just save a lot of money not to buy razors first, guy. Yeah. Let me look at the standings. I will tell you in a minute, Jonathan. Blues tied the game 2. Nothing is perfect. Blues are in the lead now. Oh my gosh. 3-2 over the Kraken right now in the third period. So what is this called? They gave him a minor. I think my mouse just died. Oh no, my mouse just died. I am not in control of this stream anymore. Okay, it's back. Get a McJavid jersey. They will win the cup this year, says Lefty all around. Remember, you heard it here first. Nothing is perfect. Edmonton wins the cup this year. Not a fan of them. Just saying I have premonition. Just like that, they had their chance to win last season. They didn't. KJ Brazy, Edmonton is banged up bad. Yep. Oh, man. Yeah, my mouse is dying. I'll be right back. Oh, no, we're in play. We're stuck on this screen. No, we're not. Back to the bar. How is that not a major penalty? That's absolute BS. I got to go grab a battery. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. When your battery in your mouse dies like midstream. Got a new one though. Hopefully it works. All right. I think we're back. All right, we're back. He's not exactly, laugh out loud. Wow. I think Dustin called this too, right? Things are getting dirty out there. Emmanuel's back. Wait, someone explain what happened. Swear jar, says KJ. Canucks have iced the puck, I guess. Learn the rules. Puck goes just wide. Thomas. Swear jar. Ryan Gorner. Connor Gill. I'm Canadian, sir, but in Australia for the last 14 years. Thomas. Yeah, some of us can't see the game. WTF happened. Forbert started fighting Trennan, and then they fell down, and Forbert's on the ground with the referee on top of him, and Trennan punched Forbert in the face on the ground. Jonathan Armstrong. Birthdays tomorrow. Plan on having a team by tomorrow, y'all. Emperor King. What ref and Trennan teaming up like that? WWE tag team? Yep. That's pretty much, yeah. It was a WWE tag team. Lefty around. Australia doesn't have dual citizenships with Canada. Thomas, some of us can't see the game. WTF happened. Puck goes wide. Got Hronek skates it up, puts the puck out for Ratu. He skates in, gives it over for Brock Besser, who fans on the shot. And the puck comes out to center. Quinn Hughes chips it over for his defensive line mate, Pettersson. Yeah, now Minnesota's just trying to do everything they can to injure a Canuck player. DeBrusque gets taken down. Connor Gill, Ryan Gorner. Oh, was that you speaking of to Russell? Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Gorner. What part of Australia do you live in? Yup. Forbert got punched while already down and being held by the ref. Yep. Connor Gill, why are you a Gorner? And he is a holiday. Ryan Gorner, I'm from Darwin. Gary Wiseman, for those who were asking, Forbert got ground and pounded. Yep. Who's real? I changed my last name when I got married. So my maiden name is Gorner. Thank you, Ryan, says B-Dog. Thomas, Straw Gary, what's happening? And Gary's just like, strawberry. Wow, by who? Major! Jonathan Armstrong, what player jersey should I get tomorrow? Trevor Linden. Quinn Hughes, Jonathan, says Calvin99 Charlie. Yeah, that's a good one too. KJ Brazy, get a Connor Garland sweater. Big Mac, get him out of here. Lefty all around. I already told you, number 97, McDavid from the Oilers. He will be the Conn Smythe this year. LMAO. Connor Gale, Russell. Shot. Toe saved by Lankinen, kicking it out to the half boards. Mancini's there. Minnesota rings it around the boards. Canucks do not have a shot in this period yet. We're 7 minutes in. Canucks are now taking a penalty. Minnesota will go to the power play. Puck goes off a stick and out of play. So after the refs fucked up that last thing, now they're going to give the Canucks a penalty because the refs are a bunch of fucking idiots. Bye-bye, says Big Hug. Sorry, Connor Gale. Russell, just to clarify, I'm living in Canada 3 years. Came here not knowing what to do except, but have grown to love it. And I don't want to go home. Hope to pursue citizenship. Oh, that's cool, Connor. I hope you can get it. Thomas, best day song ever. KJ Brizzy, swear jar, swear jar, swear jar. Fireborn, I clothesline Trennan. Did you clothesline Trennan? That'd be good if you did. He deserves it. I can't believe that the Canucks didn't get a power play out of that. That's insane. Ty Mueller taking his first penalty in the NHL. Holding on Kaprizov. I hope he gets suspended for that. Big Hog's just waving away. It's 3-3 now. Fireborn, are you worried? Russ is going off. Yeah. Need a line brawl. No penalty. Gamer 8. St. Louis scored 2 very quick goals. Yeah, it's 3-3 now. Kraken versus the yeah, lots of ties. So you got 3-3 between the Predators and the Golden Knights and 3-3 between the Kraken and the Blues, both in the third period. Back to the bar. WTF, no penalty. Chasing the biscuit video. I'm going to need to see what happened. Yep. Who's the Canucks in the box? Bluger got a penalty for interacting with the fight from the bench. He poked Trennan. Trennan getting manhandled by the ref. Laugh out loud. What a pussy. Yep. Colton Parayko is back? Question mark. Is he? Yeah, Colton Parayko back in the game for the St. Louis Blues. He's got a goal too. Back to the bar. Canucks win the faceoff. They're going to take their time. Marcus Pettersson fires it all the way down the ice. Canucks are there. Bluger puts the puck to the front. Suter shoots at the front of the net. Gets blocked. Minnesota skates it into the Canucks zone. Then Kaprizov passes it outside the blue line because he's an idiot. Oh, Bluger. Refs are clowns, says Kurtalian. Kurtalian? Yeah, absolutely. Refs are clowns. Blues never losing again. They already lost. Their streak is over. Arch the 12th. Bluger speared him in the nuts. Next time he touches our ice surface, he dies. Yeah, I hope so. Sherwood punches away from the front of the net after the shot went way up in the air off a rebound. Boldy into the corner. Eriksson Ek. Boldy. Kaprizov tipping it just wide. Marcus Pettersson trying to come up with the puck, but Kaprizov comes up with it. Back to the blue line. Skips over the Minnesota player's stick, and the puck goes all the way down the ice. 45 seconds left to go on the power play. 11:22 left to go in the third period here. Laugh out loud. Lucky. Game ready. Who has a power play? No PP. I know, right? Minnesota has a power play right now. Back to the blue line. Pretty sure Dobby just farted. It smells disgusting in here now. Big Hog Hockey. Boldy has the puck go off of the heel of his stick. He puts it down low. Bounces right towards the front of the net. O'Connor puts it behind the net for Marcus Pettersson. He's in the corner now. He loses it in the snow, unfortunately. And that same spot, high in the slot, goes wide, though. Marcus Pettersson collects it in the corner, puts it in the middle. Dakota Joshua picks it up, fires it all the way down the ice. That'll kill off the penalty. Whoo! No PP, WTF. Bluger gave him credit card, not a spear. Yeah. Arch the 12th. Yeah, now we really want to win this game. Yep. So he gets tossed, but no PP. WTF. Yeah, it must have been a 10-minute major or 10-minute misconduct, maybe, or game misconduct. DeBruskin. Shot. Rebound. Ratu can't come up with the rebound. But DeBrusk charging into the zone, getting a good shot off. And then Minnesota freaks out and ices the puck. Arch the 12th. Hog. That's how 2, 5, and 10 works, sadly. Yeah. Yeah. So 2 minutes for instigation and then 5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. So he's out for 17 minutes. So, but essentially that gets him out of the game. So he won't be able to play again. Fireborn, call Gary Bettman. You're going to anything on the refs. Is Dobby asleep? In prick Fetty, we trust. Dobby. C spot run. Actually, it's time to give Dobby some dinner. I'll be right back. Come on, Dobby. Oh, yes, there it is, my boy. Come on, all the way over here. Come on. Up. There you go. Yeah, now you're in view. Minnesota controlling. Shot goes off of Lankin and wide of the net. Oh my gosh. That was bad. Puck stays in the zone. Brock Besser doesn't even turn around to get the puck. He doesn't care anymore. No, I don't know if that's true. Canucks get it back to blue line. Minnesota keeps it in. Shot goes off of his stick in front, stays out. Broke the player's stick. DeBrusque skates it out to center, and he'll flip it down into the Minnesota zone right on Gustafson. He blockers it back over to the corner and gets put behind the net. Dobby getting dinner. Gotta love a good Dobby on stream dinner. Yeah, just eating all that good stuff, huh? Oh, yes, Dobby. Oh, what a good boy, huh? What a good boy, huh? Minnesota gets over the line, puts it in the middle. Connor Garland's there. He puts it off the boards. Puck gets chipped towards the net. Saved by Lankinen. Puck comes in the middle. Yeah, good job, Dobberton. Hoglander skates it out, rips it in behind the Minnesota net. Yeah, good job, Dobberton. Thanks for coming on stream and eating your dinner. I think it's very unlucky he didn't get a penalty because of Bluger. Yeah, fair enough. We'll blame Bluger and the refs. Should have been a 5-minute major for that. I don't understand why a hit to the head when you're elbowing someone in the head is a penalty, a 5-minute penalty, but Marcus Pettersson hits his man. Aronik skates it over the face-off dot in his own zone. Marcus Pettersson gets out to center and he'll chip it in. They're going to call that icing because Pettersson didn't quite get to center, apparently. Marcus Pettersson, you need to learn the rules, bro. Dobby let one rip. He sure did. Mayhem says Big Hog. Thomas says Dobby. Big Hog says Dobby. And Rum says, Dobby, look at that face. And KJ's like, oh, yes. Enzo is like, oh, yeah. And then Calvin Anasha says, Jix his ear. Or fix his ear. Yeah. 10 shots only. Yep. We don't even have a shot in this period, do we? Okay, we got 3 shots in this period now. We're up to 12. Ugh, says B-Dog. Fix. Gamer A, but we're winning, so it's fine. Thank you, says Calvin99 Charlie. You're very welcome. Fireborn, everything is fine. I think. I don't know. We blew a lead. Ratu gets stopped by Gustafson on a partial break. And then the puck dropped right in front of the net. Quinn Hughes has the bouncing puck, can't keep control of it. Walks the blue line, though, keeps it in, but only gets it down just inside the blue line. Minnesota skates it out and flips it out into the Canucks zone. Looks like the ice might be getting really bad. What if there was an event in Rogers Arena last night? Dobby hair. Dobbertons! Thomas says, Dobby. Zoe says, supper time. Did Marcus Foligno just score? Minnesota appears to have scored. Bunch of pieces of shit. Dr. Doom, cheers for having a good night. Nothing. I am headed off. I see what the Jets can do in the playoffs. Have a good night. Thanks for being here, Dr. Doom. Take it easy, my dude. Besser with a good pass to Atu Ratu. The puck drops just right inside the crease. And how does this go? Foligno just chopping it into the front of the net. Marcus Pettersson couldn't handle the man in front. Got to his stick just too late. Interesting. Curious, which team do you think gave up the most leads this season? Probably the Canucks. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised if it was the Canucks. Dobby has four-legged fan here. Hey, Dobby, did you hear? Zoe has a four-legged fan of you. Did you know? And he's like, bro, what are you even talking about? Rome, Gary Wiseman, I was thinking the same. Are you on all fours, Zoe? Says Gary Wiseman. Calvin 99 Charlie. Hawks gave up the most leads. I'm calling. Definitely us. Fudge. Game ready. Dobby has the power to make Canucks goal. Well, this time he had the power to make Minnesota get a goal. Brazo puts it behind the net. Elias Pettersson hits his man, loses his stick. Hartman's trying to stop him from getting to his stick. Pettersson. Heronic. See you, Doom. Brutality. Dr. Doom. F, says Jazz. Damn, says Big Mac. Ferk, says Mike Torrance. Plan 9, says Zoe. Russell, did you know the history was made earlier today? What history was made today, Connor? I did not. Arch the 12th, 5.5 for Brock is never going to happen, LMAO. Russell, remember Andy Sutton? I saw so many clips of him injuring players on YouTube. Sutton. I don't remember Sutton. Brock Besser being interfered with like massively. How's that not a fucking penalty? These refs are a bunch of idiots. Marcus Pettersson passes hard across the blue line. Besser back for Pettersson. Pettersson puts it in front. Suter couldn't get a stick on it. Minnesota collects the puck. 5 minutes left to go in the third period. Oi, oi, says Zoe. Arch the 12th. That's not how contracts work nowadays. No, but it's what he's worth, says Thomas. Hachiko, would anyone like to marry me so I can get Canadian citizenship? I thought you and Big Hog were going to get married. Lankinen makes a save and covers it up. Lefty around. Block let outside influence affect him too much. When you come to the ice, you should be able to turn all that off. He can't, says Lefty. Gamerade, the refs are the worst by time. Yep. Deo. Calvin 99 Charlie. That was a nice pass from Mancini on MP. I believe it was not Mancini. I think it was Carlson, wasn't it? Linus Carlson? Yeah, it was Linus Carlson, not Mancini. Yup, I am. Oh, that's funny. Fireborn! Lefty all around. The refs are getting tired. They need to be able to have time sitting on the bench too. In 100 years, the players will be so fast they will have to have 2 sets of refs so they can rest. Yeah, it might be. When the refs get political, that is the time to leave. Thomas, Big Hog, got some good clips for after the game. For my video, Dark Charge 87, I remember when Bluger was a Penguin, but that was a long time ago, laughing and crying. So that's why you can cheer for the Canucks, for your farmer Penguin, Teddy Bluger. Thomas, I got to see the fight. Nice. My armpit stinks, says Jonathan. Time to get some deodorant out. So who gets to be Hades? Good to know, Jonathan, says Big Hog. Lefty around, please don't pick on the Penguins. They are already having to pay tariffs on to Donald. Use deodorant. Arch the 12th. Their PP is so small. Keep your arms down. Jonathan just passed by Russell. Maybe get a defenseman, LMAO. Nothing wrong with our defense. It's our forwards that need help. I think Arch is talking about the Penguins. Don't need no stinking fences. KJ Brazy, I don't need no stinking ranchero. And so it was like rank. And then Swervener says, hey guys, what did I miss? Forbort was fighting Trennan, and then once the fight was over, Trennan took a cheap shot at Forbort. Now Forbort's out of the game, and so is Trennan. JK. Rank. Big Mac's like Dobby. And then in Prickfetti we trust. It says Coconuts go, Coconuts go, Coconuts go. And I think that's Matt from the past. Connor Gill, for the first time in NHL history, the playoffs will not feature the Bruins, Rangers, and Penguins. Imagine that. Isn't that weird? Penguins, Rangers, and Bruins all missed the playoffs for the first time in NHL history. Because it's the first time that both the Bruins and the Rangers missed the playoffs since like 1967 or something like that, I think. Minnesota passes and it misses, goes all the way down the ice. 4:22 left to go in the period. And the Minnesota Wild are a bunch of idiots who forgot the very basic rules of hockey, and they're trying to bake cakes, but they're too stupid to even figure out the recipe. Learn the rules. Evolution. Rome, Connor Hill, that will be weird. Jonathan Armstrong just let out a mean one. Oh, a fart? Did you just fart, Jonathan? Gary Wiseman, the only history I'm interested in is when the Canucks win the Stanley Cup for the first time, says Gary Wiseman, the funniest man in chat. Minnesota dumps it down into the corner. Brock Besser rips it around the boards. Comes just outside the blue line. Well, looks like Chisholm is still in the game, so he didn't leave despite the big hit from Marcus Pettersson. Thank God, Connor. Hell must be frozen over. And then Gary Wiseman's like, thanks, Jonathan. And Zoe says, let the Canucks not be cheated by political refs. Connor Gill, Zoe, you say that like the game's evolved for the better. I hate the refs, says KJ. Jazz, they're just watching. Connor Gill, Rome, I know. They are up there as some of the most consistent participants. Marcus Pettersson puts it up to Mancini, who gets it all the way out for Joshua. 3-on-2 for the Canucks. Joshua, fans on a pass. Mancini shoots. That one goes just high. Marcus Pettersson pinches down from the blue line, puts it in behind the Minnesota net. Ratu has the puck bounce over his stick, and he can't come up with it for a pass in front. Now there's a battle behind the net. Marcus Pettersson pinches in again, keeps it down low, puts it back down into the corner. Ratu puts it down the half boards just slightly. Oh no, Ratu got it from Sherwood. Sherwood now puts it down for Dakota. Dakota puts it over for Sherwood. Sherwood stumbles in the corner. Puck stays in the corner though. Joshua and Sherwood are both there. Minnesota puts it up, but it goes into their player's skates and he kicks it back. So now they actually control in behind their own net. Canucks will probably start a change. Jazz is just covering their mouth. Connor Hale. Minnesota iced the puck again. Are they stupid? Okay, so the book didn't work with the words. The picture book didn't work. Maybe we send them a video. Is it time to bust out the video? I guess we need to get them a video explaining the rules. Jazz, my cousin, is at the game. He went with a smile and probably will come back emo. Rome, interesting that both Boston and New York signed Swayman and Shesterkin to those mega contracts and they don't make the playoffs. And then KJ's like, a minor. And then Minnesota ices the puck again. That's the third icing. Okay, maybe they haven't had time to watch the video we just sent them, but they seriously need to learn the rules. That's brutal. No, says Zach. Zoe, Jackals, what can you say about them? Their names start with a J. Calvin and Charlie. Sadly, it hasn't. When that appears, Quinn will be 35 years old. Laugh out loud. Deadly Flames. Oh no, I'm nervous, Russell, about the Blues and the Wild tied games. Yeah, the Blues and Kraken are just about to start overtime. There's 2:35 left to go in the third period in this game. Puck to the front of net, right over the top of the crease. Minnesota rotates, puts it back to the middle. Then he tripped Höglander, no call. And he tosses Höglander to the ground. Man, the refs are absolutely losing control of this game. It is insane. They're brutal. Minnesota controls at center. Connor Gill, Rome, which is what brings up my point. Some players slacked off heavily after they signed their big money deals, especially Hronek. Yeah. I don't think he's hard enough on the puck. Marcus Pettersson battling behind the net, gets run over and falls down. Minnesota comes out with the puck. He puts it up to the half boards. Puck to the side of the net. Lankinen's there. And Hronek and Kaprizov are battling in front of the net. Emperor King, as a Kings fan, I didn't like George Peros. Fair enough. Foligno is hooking Höglander's legs while he's laying on the ground. Nah, I was talking about the Wild who don't have an offensive defenseman to play on the PP. Connor Gill, and even okay, so you were talking about the Minnesota Wild, not the Penguins. Connor Gill, and even after he signed his PD, slacked off heavily as well. Now the Canucks have iced the puck. Apparently, we're exchanging icing. Instead of exchanging cakes, we've been exchanging icing. Fireborn, never mind, we won and I'm good. You guys end up winning it in overtime? Oh, 5-3, yeah. There it is, 5-3 final. Predators over the Golden Knights over the Predators. So you're chilling. Puck blocked in front. Sherwood skates it up, puts it to the middle. Dakota Joshua comes over the blue line, drops it back for Ratu, and the puck comes all the way out to center. And Elias Pettersson puts it back into the Minnesota Wild zone. Back to the bar. Isn't Brock Faber an offensive D? Hit 320 for my max bench. That's pretty insane, bro. Besser puts the puck to the front, deflects, goes wide. Minnesota skates it out, drops it into the Canucks zone. 54 seconds left to go. 50 seconds left to go in the game, or in the third period. Emperor King, I like the Bruins not being in the playoffs, Russell. You and me both. Learn the rules, says Arch the 12th. Come on, Canucks goal, says Zoe. 39 seconds left to go in the third period. KJ Brazy, man, that Hudson kid on the Habs is a beauty. Yep, he's like Quinn Hughes Jr. Hronek collects it in his own zone. Does a little wait around. 24 seconds left to go in the third. Apparently the Wild are playing all four guys sitting in their own zone. They do not want to get scored on right now. Canucks dump it in. Carlson chops it to the corner. Puck goes to the front. Good shot. And Gustafsson makes a save late. The puck goes all the way down to the Canucks zone. That's end of regulation. So we're going to overtime. 3-on-3 overtime coming up, kids. Quinn Hughes light. Yeah. Coconuts close, says Matt from the future. Gary Wiseman, Matt has arrived from the future. Can you tell us what the score was, Matt? Miserable Sabres fan. I be for the Canucks winning a cup while the Sabres keep missing the playoffs. I'm not used to yet. Are you saying you want the Canucks to win a cup? Oh, you bet for the Canucks to win a cup. Yeah. Can I ask for a poll to be made, Russell? What do you want your poll to be, Connor? Okay, we'll finish this one up. Jonathan, everyone says you should cheer for the Canucks. 64% of chat says you should cheer for the Canucks. Connor, what's your poll question? Zach, learn the rules. Rome, KJ, I know. You see that goal he scored the other night, skated down to the left side and scored from that impossible angle. Swear jar. Learn the rules. Matt from the future. Marty, next season starts in October. That's accurate. So you know that Matt is actually telling the truth. Emperor King, Wild is baking all the cookies with the icing, laugh out loud. Yep. Gary Wiseman, Russell, will you still be streaming next season too? Or is this still up in the air? No. We are going to be live next year for the Canucks. We're also going to be live in the playoffs, Gary. So if you want to follow along with some other stuff. Looks like the Marc-Andre Fleury did get a tribute, which is good to see. Too bad we didn't get to see him in the game. Andre Fleury, Mark. Andre Fleury, Mark. Iced and diced. Connor Hill, what team would you bring back to the playoffs if you had the power to? Choices: Red Wings, Sabres, Blackhawks, Flames. Okay, I'm going to do this, Connor, but I'm going to slightly modify it. Red Wings, Sabres, Blackhawks, or Flames. No, okay, I'll just do it the way you did it. All right. 3-on-3 overtime about to get started. Ratu starts. Puck has been dropped. Suter steals the puck from a Kaprizov. Battles in the corner. Brings it out. Good job. Connor Garland puts it back for Quinn Hughes. So it's Suter, Hughes, and Garland out there now. Ratu just out there for face-off duty. Now they've changed again. Quinn Hughes skates down. Brock Besser out there. Brock Besser looking to score against his hometown team, Minnesota Wild. Fleury was a wild, I know, throw up. Dark charge. I know how you feel. Quinn Hughes out at center again. Minnesota hoping to get their hands on the puck. Canucks can't get anything set up though. Brock Besser puts it over for Hughes. Hughes stops, spins, skates to the high slot. Hughes to the middle. Brock Besser collects it there. He stops at the blue line, turns around, skates down the half boards. He skates down, stins on the top of the dot. Back to Hughes, high slot. Back to Besser, top of the circle. Drops it for Hughes at the blue line. Quinn Hughes puts it down low, but it doesn't quite get to the front. Brock Besser fighting. Quinn Hughes there too. Minnesota will come up with the puck. Looks like the Canucks are going to try and change a couple guys. Thanks, Rusty. I didn't think you would do it this late. Laugh out loud. I managed to get it in before the power overtime got started. So W Chat, who voted for Detroit. Fleury is such a beauty, says KJ. Yeah. Connor Gill and the votes are going exactly as I expected. L Chat, who voted for the Flames. Uranus is wild. Faber turning at center, dropping the puck back. Minnesota, Kaprizov winding up in his own zone. So far, no shots in this period, in this overtime period, 2 minutes in. Now Minnesota's just playing past in their own zone. Looks like they want to go to a shootout. Kaprizov coming down, face-off dot. Hoglander does well to get back in time to block that, but he almost lost his check. But good job to realize you'd screwed things up and got back to check Zuccarello and prevented a really good chance. Minnesota buzzing. Faber puts it down for Kaprizov, shoots it wide off the end boards, up the half boards. Minnesota getting some pressure on. Zuccarello dekes, shoots, and scores. The Minnesota Wild have won in overtime. Coming back after being down 2-0 and winning in overtime. Can I get a fuck Minnesota in the chat? Am I right about that there's a sense of majesty about the Red Wings? I voted for them. Russ, I love the Battle of Quebec. Went the Habs and the Nordiques. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to have them back? Oh, fuck the refs in this game. Zuccarello's such a piece of shit too. Story of the goddamn season, yeah. Big Mac putting $1 in the swear jar. And then KJ answers the call. Fuck Minnesota. Calvin99 Charlie says, fuck Minnesota. Can't be mad at that one. That was a beauty. No, I can be mad at that. Don't tell me how to live my life, Vanish. There it is. Calvin99 Charlie. Fuck Minnesota. Trevor Linden, Trevor Linden, Trevor Linden. KJ. Fuck Minnesota. B-Dog. Fuck Minnesota. Refs fucked us. Yep. Whose man has Zuccarello? Yeah, that's what happens in the Canucks overtime. All right, let's get Dustin on the line. Shall we? All right, without further ado, let's get the man back in here, the Silver Fox, Dustin Boydell. What's up, my dude?
What's happening?
How do we
Those
feel?
ones hurt.
Yep.
Those ones suck.
Oh, just see it as like one of those games where Minnesota was running around like a bunch of idiots, not getting any penalties called against them for all the bullshit they were pulling, and then they end up winning the game with one shot in overtime.
Yeah, and I mean, Vancouver did do their typical thing of parking the bus. I mean, how long did it take to get the first shot in the third period?
Yeah. I mean, they got outshot 33-14, so it is what it is. But
yeah, like, you know, and the season's already over, right? Like, so it's not like, oh, we needed that win or anything. It's just you wanted them to win that one for Forbert after the sucker punch that he took.
Mhm.
Like, just an absolute gutless move. Pretty much all of hockey Twitter blew up with, against the code. You just don't do that stuff. And, hockey players don't forget. So if we do happen to re-sign Forbert this offseason and Trennan happens to be still in the league for whatever reason, hopefully we can get some retribution on that little punk, because that was just disgusting.
I vote that even if Forbert's not back, we still get revenge, because I literally right before that, I was calling it. I was like, Trennan's a piece of shit. And then the fight happens and that happens. I'm like, oh, just thank you for making me look like I'm smart or something, Trennan.
Yeah, the run he took at Hughes, like, he was out there trying to find something. I mean, he's trying to spark his team, to be fair. But, like, there's ways to do it without sucker punching a guy when he's down and trying to not hit his head on the ice and is kind of tied up with the linesman already.
Mm-hmm.
You don't tag him right in the eye with a sucker punch. It's just uncalled for.
Yeah. Do you think the league looks at that? Is that a suspendable offense, or is that just going to go and it's going to disappear?
That's a tough one. The league could maybe look at that one, but yeah, it's a weird one with how it was called on the ice. Even look, the refs made it sound like they were reviewing a 5-minute major, and maybe they were going to give him a penalty, but decided maybe that it wasn't as bad as they thought. It's just he just caught Forbert kind of perfectly. It was just didn't sit right as a hockey fan. Even if it were the other way around, like if Forbert had done it to Trennan, I wouldn't have liked it.
No.
Wouldn't have liked it anywhere in the league. So it's just something that I didn't want to have to see tonight. But it was good to see him stick up for Hughes and that sort of thing. But yeah, just unfortunate that we couldn't hold on and get that win. Yeah.
I would say if we're going to talk about the biggest down of the whole night, it's the fact that we didn't get to see Marc-Andre Fleury in net, despite the fact that Gustafsson started yesterday. So obviously, I mean, Minnesota is pushing for their playoff spots. So they're playing their number one back-to-back. but it would have been nice to see the flower for one more time, wouldn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's going to be nice that he gets the after hours interview with Scott Oak, but it for sure would have been nice to see him on the ice just one more time. Seeing the clip of him getting to play the last home game there with his kids out on the ice for the anthems and stuff. It's really cool to see a guy who's that well respected around the league, and he's just been a happy-go-lucky guy everywhere he's gone. He's known as a prankster, and we see his pranks often online or even just on sports highlights shows, because he's he's just so prolific with the way he likes to prank former teammates and current teammates. It's quite fun. He seems like he'd be a good guy to grab a beer with and just talk about all the stories. I hope the Chicklets boys can get him on there for a career rundown. Now that he's going to be officially retiring,
Get some juicier stories. They always get a little extra stories once they've retired, and you can hear some of the shenanigans they got up to.
Yeah.
Jake DeBrusk with a nice tip on that goal in the second period on the Niels Hoglander shot. Niels Hoglander again on the power play, which obviously near the end of the year they're trying some things out, but nice to see Hoglander on the power play and Jake DeBrusk doing what he does, getting a beautiful tip in front there.
Yeah, no, Jake DeBrusk matching career high 27 goals. So, I mean, good for him. That's what he was brought in for. It's a cheap 27 goals at $5.5 million for the next couple years. So, I'd love to see his defensive play tidy up, but definitely has delivered on the offensive side. Needs to find a more consistent way to provide that offense. And I think he has that ability, but he needs to have the attitude. So we'll see what happens with the, end of season meetings here and where the expectations lie with some of these guys in the off season. I would expect to have some pretty big expectations next year to fix things a little more 5-on-5. But definitely has been a welcome help on the power play that's struggled for the majority of the year.
Yeah. And speaking of Jake DeBrusk, $5.5 million, doesn't that mean we should just pay Brock Besser the same thing because they're pretty much the same player?
You're just baiting me. You're baiting me. I'm not going to take the bait.
Fair enough.
No, you know how I feel about Besser, right? Like you have to separate the emotion from the player. I get how much he means to the team and the city of Vancouver and all that he's been through with the team. But when you look at the stats, he's only got 30 goals once in his career, and he doesn't have the ability to drive the play. In our last must-win game where we got 6 goals, he was nowhere to be found on the score sheet. Like, if you want $8 million, you got to show me you're an $8 million player. And yeah, he got a few goals down the stretch, and he is a clutch guy. But to be that clutch guy, he's got to have 4 or 5 other guys around him finding the puck for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the guy in the corner digging the puck out. He's kind of the guy that hovers around the top of the circles waiting for that puck to find him. I just don't see him being an $8 million value player for 8 full years.
Mm-hmm.
I've said many times, yeah, sure, because the cap's going up, give him $8 million for 5 years, heavily front loaded. But you can't make that investment for much longer, especially where we're at right now, where we can't just throw that kind of money at a winger because he makes us feel good.
Right.
Like we need a bona fide second center, especially if Hedl is done and may not come back. Like, we don't know what his health is going to be. we hope for the best and that he gets a good summer, can train and come back and maybe never has a concussion again. But the odds of that are pretty low considering he's had 5 in his very young career.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to go after someone who's going to insulate that second line, maybe even first line center role. We also have a lot of question marks around Petey and his attitude coming back, right? Like, we don't know where he's at when it comes to Tocchet, and if those two, or even Alvin, like the way he just throws players under the bus and drags them through the mud in the media, you know, who's going to want to sign here as a free agent, for one? And like, for two, the guys that we have here, like, sooner or later, that message kind of wears thin. Like, positive reinforcement goes a long way, and there hasn't been a lot of that this year, except for a very select few guys that get it from Tocchet. But short of that, there hasn't been a ton of, like, you know, when there's good stuff happening, there's not a lot of good praise or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying that we need to roll out to, you know, confetti and streamers and say, congratulations, you got an assist this game. But like, when they have a stretch of good games, we have to recognize it as like fans and be like, yeah, they're working in the right direction. But it's like the second they make a mistake, it's like that gets focused on. And so it's tough. It's a really tough situation that the Canucks are facing going into this offseason. Like, we thought that defense was always going to be the question mark. Well, that is like solid for next year, especially if we do re-sign Forbort. Like, yes, it pushes DPD to the right side, possibly, but, you know, running him and Mancini as a 6-7 and swapping them in and out is a great plan for next year as they grow as young players, and it has worked well this season. So realistically, you know, you have like Hughes, Marcus Pettersson, and Forbort on your left side, and then on your right side, you got Hronik, Myers, and Mancini, DPD. Like, that's a pretty solid decor for next year, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So really, like, we're a top center and like a high end winger, not even high end winger, like just like a good top 6 winger away from being back to a contending team, provided that our coach can suck it up and learn to listen to maybe a different assistant coach that knows how to coach offense. But, you know, it all kind of revolves around Hughes and how he feels. And it's just, there's a lot of question marks going into the offseason. I know there's 2 games left and we're, you know, putting the cart before the horse a little bit, but we got to start thinking about these things as we wind down, because, you know, everything starts happening really fast as the season ends. You know, next thing you know, the draft is here, and then it's free agency, and then all of a sudden training camp's right on you. So, yeah, a lot of soul searching in these last 2 games to see what holes we can fill with the young guys. Which I think we do have a lot of a lot of guys that are potentially ready to make the jump. Like, they've looked great filling in and haven't looked out of place. I mean, they've won games against NHL teams, like filling in top line roles, and you know, I'd be happy to see 3 or 4 of those guys getting a lot of minutes next year. So we'll have to see.
Swerve and Irvin donating $2.79. Dustin, are the Canucks asset poor?
I wouldn't say they're asset poor in the sense of they do have a lot of like prospects that they could move. The problem is, do you want to move them, or do you want to have some growing pains? Like, this is why we thought the team needed to rebuild before, right? Because you can keep trying to retool, but sometimes you end up retooling too much and you over tinker, and you go from having Bo Horvat, JT Miller, and Elias Pettersson as your top three centers to having an Elias Pettersson that doesn't have any confidence and a coach that he doesn't get along with, not having JT Miller and not having Bo Horvat, and hoping that some of the young guys can fill the holes. Like, it's if you would have asked 2 years ago if this is where we thought we would be at, absolutely not. Right. So it's just Alvin's got to look in the mirror as well and do some soul searching and figure his stuff out and ask himself if that's how he wants to continue carrying himself in the public persona when it comes to his relationship with his players. There's tons of questions.
3 stars of the night. What are your predictions, buddy?
Oh, let's see here.
Shorty and Tomlinson picking it since it was in Vancouver.
Shorty and Tomlinson. It's a weird one because like Minnesota really didn't do anything till the third period. I guess Brock Faber probably got a star for a goal and an assist. Kevin Lankinen making 30 saves, maybe.
Yep.
And Jake DeBrusk getting his 27th goal of the season, matching a career high.
So close. Matt Zuccarello with the game-winning goal gets the 3rd star of the game. So you got 2 or 3. So, you know, we'll call it a win because you got 2 out of 3 anyways. And Brock Faber, with probably the most hilarious photo of any player. He threw on some glasses. I don't know if he actually wears glasses, but he definitely looks like a nerd in that picture. But we'll forgive him for it, I guess, this time.
It looks straight out of Slapshot. Yeah. He looks like one of the Hanson brothers.
Probably what he's going for, right?
Me up all the time.
All right, let's hop off the Vancouver Canucks. Let's quickly look at, because we mentioned we were going to talk about Willander and Celebrini. So we did just see they did end up falling in the Frozen Final to Western Michigan. And this is actually the first time they've lost to Western Michigan in any time that they've ever played, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, ended up falling pretty big, 6-2.
Yeah, a couple of those late in the third. It was a close game. Boston University pushed hard in the third period to try and tie it up, but once Western Michigan made it 4-2, they just couldn't answer, couldn't find an answer for their goalie, and it was just too much at the end of the day. Western Michigan scored real quick in this one. I think they off a penalty shot, I believe. So it just got off to a quick start, and what was too much for Boston.
Yeah,
but really good experience for Willander, and obviously now everything changes to the contract watch, and in the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm sure there will be lots happening. He has expressed interest in going back to school and finishing out this school year, because the Canucks are pretty much done, and I don't know how much playing time he'll get in the AHL if he comes to this season. So we'll have to see what happens, but I've heard the Canucks are comfortable with allowing him to finish the school year as well, and then talking about the contract afterwards. But yeah, we'll I'm sure we'll have some news from the Vancouver Canucks specifically in the next couple of days in regards to Willander.
Let's hop over to the Abbey Canucks then, because we played the Calgary Wranglers last night in Abbotsford Friday, April 11th. Can you tell us what happened in that game, sir?
That game, just a tough battle back and forth. Calgary got off to a quick start here. Martin Frk had an incredible game, or Martin Frk.
Frk,
I'm not sure. Frk or Frk. He scored on a penalty shot about 9 minutes in to the game, and then again on the power play 10 minutes in shortly after that. So a really hot start to the game for him. Christian Wolanin would add one on the power play as well for the Abbey Canucks, making it 2-1 going to the second period. The Flames make it 3-1 early. But then the Vancouver or Abbey Canucks would battle back. Cooper Walker getting one from Guillaume Brisebois, and then Danila Klimovich with a fantastic goal. Getting a pass from Christian Wolanin, kind of moving around the offensive zone to find some open ice, getting down to the short side and burying a really, really nice goal for his 24th of the year. And then in the third period, Ferk completing the hat trick 4 minutes into the third period, making it 4-3 for Calgary. Nate Smith would score a minute later, being able to tie it up and forcing this game into overtime, keeping the win streak hopes alive. Overtime would solve nothing, and they would have to go to a shootout. Unfortunately, in this one, Shelovs was only able to stop one of the Calgary shooters, and Calgary was able to steal this one in the shootout 5-4. Ending the win streak at 13. However, the Abbotsford Canucks did extend their point streak to 14 games.
I just looked it up. It's Martin Can I Buy a Val Ferk. That's how you pronounce it.
There you go.
And Jonathan Lekermacki, I'm happy to report, did twist his stick on his penalty shot. Or I guess
he did, and he looked very comfortable, and he scored a beauty on the shootout. The only Abbey Canuck shooter to score. Nielsen and Sammy Blais both stopped on their attempts. So yeah, tough battle in that one. Calgary's fighting hard for playoff positioning. So they were bringing everything they got. They started the year great, but have fallen off really, really hard in the second half of the season. So they are battling to stay in the sixth position in the Pacific.
I think a big part of that is obviously one of the main reasons that the Calgary Flames are still in contention, because Dustin Wolf was playing for the Wranglers last year and he's not anymore. And that has made a massive difference for that team.
Big time. Yes.
The Abbey Canucks played Calgary Wranglers again tonight. Do we have better news about the game on Saturday night?
Unfortunately, we do not. This one was a lot of tension kind of in this. This was a weird one. Nothing happening in the first period, just kind of goalies stopping everything being thrown at them. Second period, Calgary gets one about 12 minutes in, and then Chase Wouters, captain, tying it up 4 minutes later. And then a power play late. It was a weird one because Christian Wolanin was getting a hooking call, and then there was a scrum that kind of ensued, and there was a roughing penalty assessed to either team. And then out of nowhere, Christian Wolanin was given a 10-minute misconduct. I don't know if he said something to an official or disagreed with the penalty that was called on him, but you know, I watched the replay, and I had the game going on the side while I was watching the Canucks game, and I rewound it a couple times, and I couldn't see anything egregious that warranted a 10-minute misconduct. And so it was really bizarre, and it was a big loss for the Canucks on the blue line, and a big part of their penalty kill. So late with just over 30 seconds left in the second period, Calgary taking a 2-1 lead. And then in the third period, Calgary scored again, 13:43 into the period, and Abbotsford just not able to muster any comeback in this one. Part of that is they're missing most of their centers, are all up playing with the big club, so there's still a lot of patchwork, trying to keep lines together. They've done an absolutely incredible job on that win streak, keeping it going for as long as they did. But tonight, the Wranglers were just too much for them, and they took that one away.
Archer Shelovs with back-to-back starts, same thing that Gustin had to do. Had more shots against tonight, but still didn't manage to keep enough out. I did also want to point out Canucks luck. It was Hunter, last name I can't say, who was drafted by the Canucks, who we traded to the Flames last year. So classic Canucks logic. Former Vancouver Canucks scoring against the Abbotsford Canucks. He never did play for the Vancouver Canucks, but he was a prospect for us. But always funny to see, like we were talking about earlier with my brother on the second period. There's always seems to be some kind of a former Vancouver Canuck playing against us. So,
Yeah, well, absolutely. We traded so many draft picks and prospects in the Benning area. Benning era, they're everywhere.
yeah.
But
Canucks.
Also tonight, because it was the last home game for the Abbotsford Canucks, they did hand out their player awards. So, Man of the Year, which is leadership on and off the ice, going to Captain Chase Wouters for his community work and setting the standard on and off the ice. So a nice award for Chase Wouters there. And then they had the fan favorite award for the second year in a row going to Arshdeep Baines for the hard work that he does offensively for the Abbey Canucks. Really good stuff down there. Unfortunately, we saw it didn't really translate to the NHL level, but he's very comfortable in his role for Abbotsford and does a really good job and was a big part of the winning streak as well. And then unsung hero. We talked about him earlier, going to number 39, Ty Mueller. On the day he gets his first NHL start, he's also awarded with the Unsung Hero Award by the Abbotsford Canucks. Unfortunately, not there to accept the award because he was playing his first NHL game. But I think he'll take the trade-off on that one.
Well, he'll get his, because I did see earlier this season, or what do they call it? There's like a wall in the Abbotsford Arena now with all of the Abbotsford Canucks players that have played a game in the NHL. So he'll get his picture put into a frame there now after playing tonight and getting almost 11 minutes of playing time. So not too bad out there for Ty Mueller in his debut.
Not bad at all. And then the next award was the most valuable player for the Abbotsford Canucks this year, and that went to Linus Karlsson, who really turned a corner this year, and you've seen it with the big club. Doesn't look out of place at all. I heard your brother talking about it, said he's fit right in as well, and looks like he's ready to push for a full-time spot next season for sure.
Very cool.
And then last but not least, we had Rookie of the Year going to one Jonathan Lecker-Mackey, which is no surprise given the absolute scoring tear he was on earlier in the season before getting kind of bounced up and down between the big club and the baby club. And hopefully we can see him have that kind of scoring success through the playoffs. And maybe we're looking at the Abbey Canucks raising a Calder Cup this offseason.
Crossing my fingers again. I mean, especially with all their getting all their players back from the Vancouver Canucks after Wednesday's game against the Vegas Golden Knights, you got to think that that should do well for them, because if we pull up the old Vancouver Canucks schedule, we got 2 games left. We got the San Jose Sharks on Monday at 7:00, and then the Vegas Golden Knights on the 16th, which is the Wednesday at 7:00. And if we're looking at the Abbotsford Canucks schedule, they're playing the 16th, the 18th, and the 19th. So you could see a lot of those guys coming back down and playing in that game on the 18th and the 19th, getting a little bit of time in with the Abbotsford Canucks before they get started in the playoffs.
Yeah, and with 4 games remaining, they still trail the Colorado Eagles by 4 points in the standings. So looking like, well, it depends. The Colorado Eagles have still been playing really well. They kind of got an emotional boost right now with Gabriel Landeskog coming back after more than 1,000 days off with his injury. I think, or not 1,000 days. Some crazy stat.
No, you're right. It's like 1,000 days. It's like 3 years.
Yeah, since he's played it's like 2.5 years or something, right? So or 3 years.
And I think he got a goal and assist tonight in his game.
He scored a goal tonight and got an assist. Yeah, so really cool stuff. I don't know how many people watch the Amazon Prime Face-Off series, but he was featured on there and learning more about the adversities faced with the knee injury and how bad he wants to come back. It's really cool to see him making this push, and obviously really wants to get into the Avalanche lineup for the playoffs, going on a conditioning stint this late in the season. So just a little feel-good tidbit from elsewhere in the league. But otherwise, it's looking like the Abbotsford Canucks will have to play the first round, but will get to play that first round on home ice, which is nice.
Yeah. So the playoffs started today. The Abbotsford Canucks would be playing a 3-game series against the Tucson Road Runners. And then the Eagles, the Colorado Eagles, would actually get a bye into the division semifinals. So these as you can see here, the bracket for the AHL is a little wonky because they have different teams in different divisions and stuff like that. But either way, the Canucks have played Tucson. They know them very well, and I think that would be a series that they could probably win, and then would move on as the highest seed to play best of 5 in the next, based on whoever wins in the other series too.
Yes, that is correct.
Woo! Got the Vancouver Canucks against the San Jose Sharks, the Battle of the Ocean, the final game that they will be playing this year. The Vancouver Canucks have won all 3 games against the Sharks so far, all by 1 goal, 2 of them in dramatic fashion. Do you think the Canucks can pull things off against those filthy Sharks?
Who knows? I mean, the Sharks buried 7 against Minnesota last time they the other day, so you never know. The Sharks have a very electric young team. They can score at a crazy clip. That Will Smith and of course Macklin Celebrini are going to be a problem around the league going forward. So they've been an exciting watch all year when I haven't had to watch them play us. So honestly, I just expect some good young hockey. Hopefully our young guys get more ice time again, and we'll see what the lineup looks like when the puck drops.
Yeah, I think I saw a stat. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure in the new year, Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith are both point of game players for the Sharks right now in the new year. So pulling their best Niels Hoglander impersonation, I guess.
Well, and the chemistry on and off the ice that those two have is what makes them as effective as they are. And they're developing this kind of like almost Sedin like telepathy out there where they just know where each other is going to be, and it's becoming really cool to watch. But it's a really scary thing to watch if you are a Canucks fan and realize that they are in the same division as you.
Yeah. Man, Will Smith is going to be so sad when Macklin Celebrini holds out and gets traded to the Canucks.
Yeah, right. See, of the two, Macklin looks like he's having fun. I honestly think he's the less likely of to come here, but that other guy who looks awfully surly in Chicago, he may be wearing a Canucks jersey sooner than later.
Why not both, Dustin? Why not both?
Hey, fair enough. We can dream.
Dustin, you want to say anything to chat before I let you go for the night?
I appreciate you guys hanging out with us in these mean nothing games. We love entertaining you guys and answering any questions you got. I'm looking forward to the last 2 games and see what we have in our youth and see if they can kind of show us anything going into the off season. And yeah, we'll see what happens on the game against the Sharks, and appreciate you guys as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, Dustin. Thanks for being here for the sideshow and the post-game show, and enjoy the rest of your night and have a good Sunday.
You as well. We'll talk to you soon.
Dustin Boydell, everyone. What a beautiful man. Can't get enough of that face. Vancouver Canucks lose after blowing a 2-0 lead against the Minnesota Wild. So I guess we're spoiling the Flames season by doing that. But I guess they still have the chance. So it's not over yet for the Flames. They have not been eliminated yet, but we did not help them out much. But I'm fine with that. I mean, that's the thing. At this time of year, it doesn't even matter. It does not matter what we do. We're just out here playing preseason games in April. Yeah, so we bring it up here. Yeah, Minnesota is now moved up to 95 points. So they need one more point in their last game to clinch. But Calgary still has 3 games left to play, so they could technically take Minnesota out. And then what happened in the St. Louis game? Is that game over now? Where is it? Yeah, so the Kraken ended up beating St. Louis in overtime too. So that means that the St. Louis Blues also got a point. But like I said, they need to have 96 points to clinch. So if Calgary can win the rest of their games, they will be winning into the playoffs. But if we pull up the schedule for Calgary, it's not going to be easy because they've got the Golden Knights and the Kings. So 2 tough games. This is the makeup game from when there was the fires in LA. And then obviously, so the Sharks are going to be playing on tomorrow. So tomorrow, Sharks versus Flames. But it's funny too, because if we pull, where is the Canucks schedule on here? So that means that the Calgary Flames will play San Jose on Sunday, and then we play them on Monday. So hopefully Calgary can soften up the Sharks for us a little bit. Okay, back to the bar. Let's have a look at the donations for the day. Swerve and Irvin re-upping his membership. Minor Dow showing up and gifting a membership. Swerve and Irvin feeling better, Dusty. $2.79 dono. Minor Dow donating another gifted membership for the Canucks goal. Connor Hill asking my brother Ryan, do you watch footy? Who's your team? $2 dono. And then he follows up with another $2 dono to say, calling that sport shit, Aussies will kill you. And then Big Mac coming in with a $2 dono. That was fucked. Built-in swear jar too. Big Mac also donating $1 for the swear jar. And then Swerve and Irvin asking Dustin, are the Canucks asset poor? Thank you very much for everyone who chose to donate to Dobby's college fund today. Rome, Connor Gill, our rival with the Hawks, has waned in a bit in recent years, but the Flames and the Oilers have been in the forefront of our rivalry. Yeah. Connor Gill, DeBrusque has done way better than Besser, no question. Let's finish this poll question too. Who do you think will bring back to the playoffs if you could? Who would you bring back to playoffs if you could? 34% of you want the Red Wings back in the playoffs. 28% of you are voting for the Flames. 21% are saying Blackhawks. And 15% of you voting for our cousins in Buffalo. Dark Charge, to be honest, it was nice, but as a Penguins fan, didn't care for it. Also, Connor Gill. Besser can go re-sign Pew Suter, says Jamal Miller. I agree with you, Jamal. Besser is not $8 million, says Connor. KJ Brazy, 5.5 is perfect for Brock. Rome says Swerve and Irvin, don't know hype. Jamal, 8 million for Bess is a joke. Number 20, number 25. Yeah. He's a minus 25 on the season, Jamal. That's a good point. KJ Brazy, maybe even 5.75 to make him happy. Connor Hill, Dark Charge, fair enough. At least there's respect there because in their primes, you probably hated the grade 8. Laugh out loud. KJ Brazy, Hedel was such a huge oversight. Someone should lose their job for that one. Just because he's so injury prone, is that what you're saying? Connor Gale, Rome, it's only because Vancouverite is playing for Chicago. There is some amnesty there. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we're just trying to steal him. Jamal Miller, these money askers can go. Sherwood has like 40 points. Besser has 49. Minus 25 can fuck off. Hughes wants Tocchet, so Tocchet stays. And if Tocchet stays, Suter stays. Connor Hill, Hedel had such a tough situation to happen to him, though. Yep. Mohammed, welcome, Mohammed. Russell, thank you for streaming. Much appreciated. Have a great night. See you later, Mohammed. Connor Hill, does he really, Jamal? I don't think so. Jamal Miller, EP40's time is ticking 2 years and Hughes needs a new contract. EP40 better show something including playoffs or it's bye-bye. Connor Hill, this has to be a recurring them, hasn't it? They play for 40 minutes and then shut off and completely for the last 20. Yep. Are they even match fit? Why do they disappear after the first 2 periods while the opposition keeps going? Well, I mean, even in this game, if you look at it, like the Canucks had 4 shots in the second and 4 shots in the third. They didn't really do all that much in the second period either. Tie priority is center. Yeah, I agree with you, Jamal. Calvin NHL Connor, there was a video with Podkolzin in the Oilers dressing room. Now the video is dumbed down because they speak it in his language, but he talks about Vancouver doesn't have anything. COVID-19, measles. Calvin and Charlie, you should take a look at it and make understand why I think Vancouver Canucks is a country club. KJ Brazy, Vancouver doesn't have nothing. All Edmonton has is a mall, and it sucks. Calvin and Charlie, Russ with his thumbnail pose. Connor Gill, Calvin and Charlie, I don't normally regard opinions of players that didn't get enough game time, but when a guy like Pod says it, that's bad. Really bad. KJ Brazy, I don't want to walk 10 kilometers to go another store, bruh. Calvin, it comes from paying off the refs with perks. KJ Brazy, they have some most affordable housing, though, to be honest. Fair enough. Van is mad expensive. Yeah, I've been trying to push that video because I think everyone needs to see it. So when Earth goes Nova, the distance to the store won't matter anymore. Fair enough, yep. Eventually our sun will turn into a red giant and it'll eat all of the inner planets. Big Mac 133 slap shot. Haha, I made that joke to Snicker earlier about Faber's photo. Big Mac, you're a funny guy. Zo, try Arnica if you aren't allergic to botanicals, Dustin. Emperor King. Russell, yes, Brock Faber wears glasses. I learned something today. Woo! So he's not just doing it for the lulz. Toronto Marlies win 4-1. Thanks, Zach. Calvin and Charlie. Danila Klimovich is going to be a good, I hope. Wish we got to see Chase more up here. Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my! Wilders. Jet who? Jet Lee, says KJ. Ooh, a rematch. Nothing is perfect. Yeah, we see you guys again on Wednesday, last game of the year. KJ Brazy. I'm going to the Vegas game. KJ going to the Vegas game. Gonna have some fun, drink some expensive beer. Oof, he got laid out. Fan appreciation night. Taking my pops to the game. Very fun. It's always a good time to spend time with your father. Fireborn Nights. I'll be there for that game. After Flames. After the Flames, yeah, because I guess they're playing earlier, right? What a cheap shot. Who? Forward? And then Zach's like, green, blue, white. And then Mulder Scully, typical choke artists. Well, what's up, typical choke artist Mulder and Scully? Calvin 99 Charlie. He almost got 2 for 1. Celebrating needs to come home. I agree, KJ. Calvin 99 Charlie. Trennan hit on Hughes high, but that's only because he's short. Then he got forward when he was down. Yep. Have a good night, Russell, says Emperor King. See you later, buddy. KJ Brazy, we appreciate you as well. Thanks for the stream, Fireborn. You're very welcome, Fireborn. Thank you for being here. Big Mac. Thanks, Dusty. Thanks, Russ, says Big Mac. Big Dusty, says KJ. Dark Charge 87. I like spoil. Yep. Emperor King, awesome. We play them. So you're saying, Russell, I judge the Flames then, right? Yep. Bunch of jerks. Thanks for the game. See you later, Canes. Thanks for stopping by. Nice to see you. Canes, hi. So River, man, we have the same points as Montreal and we're out. This is ass. Yep. East is easy. East is least. West is best. KJ Brazy. That's why JT wanted to go east. Calvin and Charlie laugh out loud. KJ. Deadly Flames. Have a good one. See you later. Sorry we couldn't do better for you, buddy. Swerve and Irvin. Yay, that tracks. Miserable fans. Night, cousin Canucks. See you later, miserable. Enjoy spoiling some games for people at the end of the year here. Big Mac, I'm out as well. Hope everyone has a fantastic night. See you later, Big Mac. KJ Brazy, pizza here. I had pizza earlier. Connor Gill, thanks for the stream, Russell, and for agreeing to do the poll. As I expected, the majority wants the Red Wings to return to the postseason. They have some class about them. Emperor King feels bad for Castle Siege having a meltdown with the Stars losing so much games, Russell. Yep. Sure, wild his life is happy. I'm surprised he didn't stop by to talk smack. Calvin and Charlie, Flames are out. Let's go. No, they're not out, buddy. They're not out yet. I almost sweated in my game. Yeah, I know. You guys ended up taking it, though. Oh, my goodness. All right, kids. Canucks lose 3-2 to the Minnesota Wild in overtime. You hate to see it. It's too bad. But the Vancouver Canucks will have 2 more games to cause some more pain. The Sharks will be in town on Tuesday. No, on Monday. We'll be live again on Monday against the Sharks. Here, let me pull that up. I've got it here. Yeah. Monday against the Sharks will be live. And then Wednesday will be live. So on Monday, we're going to have Dustin in the first intermission. During the second intermission, we're going to have a video about Marcus Naslund. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have Dustin on during the first intermission. And during the second intermission, we're going to do our final stat sheet segment where I'm going to break down all of the Canucks stats for the year. So you have that to look forward to. Hashtag F Trennan. 100%. I agree with you, Emperor King. I agree with you 100%, Emperor King. That guy's a piece of garbage. All right, everyone. Back to the bar. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Swerve and Irvin, Trennan gonna get his face caved in next time they meet. Yep, I hope so. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. It's been a crazy night. Too bad the Canucks couldn't pull it off. But yeah, like I said, we'll be live again on Monday for the Sharks game. And hope to see you guys there. Yeah, until next time, my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and make sure that you make good choices.